Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. This is it. This is the final week of the playoffs before we punch a couple tickets to the Unidome in Cedar Falls. We have 4 big games tonight in Class 5A, 3 of which you can watch tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We're going to have a little bit of a shorter pregame show tonight. We're going to get you your coach interviews first, and then we'll talk about the games. Let's jump right into the coach interview segment of tonight's pregame show. We had a chance to sit down with Coach Swenson and Coach Woodley ahead of a big rematch tonight on the gridiron between Valley and Johnston.
Here on the pregame show on CISN, Paul Yeager joined by Johnston head coach Brian Woodley. Coach, last week Waterloo West comes for the first round of the playoff game, and if the score is any indication, it was dominant. From what I saw, the highlights, it was dominant. As you're not in the review stage now, it's always win and look at the next one. But what did your team do well last week?
Well, going back to last week, number one, we did come out a little bit sputtering. First quarter wasn't one of our better quarters over the last 6 weeks. Offense kind of struggled with a few timing issues, a couple 3-and-outs. Our defense kind of let Waterloo West take a lot of clock in the first quarter and drive down and actually turn it over on downs. But after that, we kind of settled in toward the end of the first quarter, and then we kind of got rolling, I think, and scored on maybe 4 or 5 straight possessions offensively, and really kind of got us going defense, settled in, and forced a lot of punts, which gave us great field position. And, kind of from there, it just kind of took off. We started really playing like we had been the previous 6 weeks.
We always start on the offensive side. Let's start on the defensive side. You've been known to turn over some really good teams and just make life miserable. What's working on the defense right now?
Hats off to Coach Jeff Helgeson, my defensive coordinator, and his staff. This has kind of been a crazy year. We are pretty solid defensively. We take pride in, what we do on that side of the ball. Coach Helgeson, we really preach a lot of stopping the run first and then force people to be one-dimensional. But we're making plays. We've scored 7 defensive touchdowns this year, which is unheard of in all my years of coaching. We've got one young man with 3 defensive touchdowns, another with 2, a few others with 1 here and there, but just causing turnovers. I think we're high teens. We're in the plus side of the ball, and it's putting teams into tough situations, and our guys are, taking advantage of that. But it's not just by nature. We practice hard. Kids work hard on turnovers, and we're just, the first thing you got to do is stop the run, and that's kind of that's the game plan going in every week. So we've done a good job to this point, and we got to keep doing that if we're going to win.
You mentioned Coach Helgeson, but player Helgeson's been pretty good too.
Yep, Jacobs, our Mike linebacker, the guy in the middle, makes a lot of the calls. 2-year starter, great kid, smart kid, and he does a great job there. It's basically our front 7. They got to be solid, and we're pretty, I want to say stout, but we're pretty veteran up front. We have a lot of seniors, and usually that's the kind of guys you got to count on. So that's kind of what we're hanging our hat on right now, is that front 7.
I heard a cliche or 2 in there, old cliches. They still work. I still like them. They're okay, Coach. But one cliche in Central Iowa and all of Iowa in 5A has been a Gary Swenson team is always well prepared, well coached, but they have a different group of guys than you played the last time. Does that give you pause for concern if it's a little more of the unknown than it was before?
I think all teams evolve differently throughout the year. Yes, they're different. We're different. They've been dealing with some injuries. We know that. They've had their superstar, Zay, out for a while. They've had a few other guys done up and haven't been playing together. But I look at their team, number one, you're correct. Coach Swenson's teams come playoff time, they're always dangerous. You look at the last 2 years, they've been a low seed, come on the road and won a couple games, been in the Unidome the last 2 years. And, that we know how good they are. They're very talented. They're probably the most talented team we play all year. Now we're playing them for a second time. I just do think the first time, now that we got a pretty good feel for them, I think we have a pretty good plan. I'm excited, and we know that they're going to, do some different things. We know Zay will be on the field again, and when he's on the field, he changes things. So we're going to have to hunker down and make sure he doesn't beat us over the top. That's for sure. Make him make some plays, and we'll see how healthy he really is.
All right, Brian Woodley, head coach at Johnston. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, that's the Johnston Dragons involved in 3 of the 4 quarterfinals that are rematches coming your way next year on CISN.
Joining us now is Valley head coach Gary Swenson. And Coach, when we left you after the last game, the opening playoff game, I know there were some things you wanted to clean up there and work on. Didn't think it was your best effort. And so how's it gone in practice this week to address some of those things?
We've had a good week of practice. I think that I felt good going into last week's game. I think some of our issues were our opponent played a really good game, and we didn't respond to some key plays at different times during that game. And it just always felt like we were just kind of limping through trying to stay ahead, and it got pretty tight there at the end. But this week has been a good week of practice. I feel about as good as I could about going into tonight. So hopefully we'll play well. I know this team, it'll take our best effort and probably one of our better games of the year to get this done. But you would expect that at this level of the playoffs. You don't slide by when you get into the quarters or the semis.
Mm-hmm. And you played them before, but obviously both of you changed a lot. They kind of got on a roll there and been playing really well. You guys have been playing better here. And so what do you expect out of them here in this ball game?
Well, they have a good team. We hit a couple big plays in the first game and were able to withstand a couple of theirs. And I guess I would hope, we had a big penalty discrepancy. We just were sloppy in the first game when it came to some of the little things. I think we had 5 or 6 procedural penalties where we were moving at the snap. And, that was week 3. And here we are in week 11. Those type of things should be out of your system, but we'll see. I know we do a lot of pre-snap movement, and at times that can be problematic when the play clock is running down and you're trying to get set.
Yeah, you mentioned play clocks and season clock winding here too. And I know sometimes, we say you don't want to think about that, but players, realize that. And especially in these games, that's sometimes where everybody's trying to make a play, and it can come down to who makes the one big play and who doesn't, can't it?
Well, it does. I always tell our kids, in the big games like this, your best players have to show up and make some big plays. You just do. And, hopefully ours will. I think that the ability to win the turnover margin in a game like this and the ability to win the possession time battle are the 2 key factors in any playoff game like this. The possession time will show you who could run the ball. And if you can't run the ball at this point in the season, it'll be tough to win. I don't care how many different pass concepts or RPOs you use. You got to be able to run the football. That tells you that the line of scrimmage is either you're winning it or it's a wash. And then you need some good running backs that can make somebody miss from time to time. And if you have those things, you have a pretty good chance.
On the injury front, is Zay going to play tonight, or?
I think you'll see him in pads. I think he'll try to go. He's not 100%, but we would take a reduced version of him anytime. He's pretty good. He's better when he's healthy, as everybody is. It's not a serious injury. It's just a nagging, lower leg thing that I think he'll be able to work through at some point. It's just the longer we go, the better his odds. But that doesn't matter tonight. He's trying to get back out there, and I hope he can.
Well, as always, we appreciate you throughout the season taking time out to talk with us and giving us your insight. And this is where you want to be when it comes down to the end of the season, a chance to move on and keep playing. And well, good luck to you here tonight.
Thanks, Dar. Thanks for having me.
Once again, want to take a moment to thank all of the coaches that have sat down and chatted with us all football season long. We appreciate it greatly. We're going to toss to a quick break and be back to talk our Class 5A playoff games tonight. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
The deals are hot this month at DeArmond Ford Indianola. New 2024 F-150 XLTs with 3.9% for 60 months, plus up to $8,000 off MSRP. Get $6,000 off or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2024 Expeditions and new 2024 Edge and Escapes, both with 1.9% for 60 months, plus up to $2,075 rebate. No payments for 90 days on all new Fords at DeArmond Ford Indianola.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to go over the Class 5A playoff field. This is it. One more game, and we punch a couple tickets to the Unidome. Let's take a look at the matchups on the docket tonight. Your first one up tonight, Iowa City Liberty and Ankeny. This game is not on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Iowa City Liberty hosts the Ankeny Hawks. These two teams played earlier in the season, where Iowa City Liberty took down the Hawks 28-20. Ankeny coming off a win over Linmar 47-21. Iowa City Liberty beat Waukee 31-14. This is the Iowa City Liberty team that was almost and pretty much a 3A school just a couple years ago, and now they fight for a spot at the Dome. They'll have to face an Ankeny team that is really heavily favored in types of games where they are not favored in terms of an upset. Keep an eye out for the Hawks as they go to Liberty here tonight. Our second game on the docket, Ankeny Centennial at 8-2. The Jaguars head to Mediacom Stadium to take on the 9-1 Dowling Catholic Maroons. It's another rematch from a series that we've seen earlier this year, a 41-35 thriller. Dowling trailed by 15 plus in the fourth quarter, came all the way back, and won it in overtime against the Jags. They'll have to try to do it again. This is going to be a good one. Dowling has been shut out of the Dome the last couple seasons. They've been beat in this game. Meanwhile, Centennial made it to the Dome last year. This is going to be a great one over at Mediacom Stadium. You're going to want to make sure to check in on this one. Our third game on the docket, the Valley Tigers at 8-2 host the Johnston Dragons at 8-2. And you guessed it, it's another rematch. Valley won the first meeting this year, 34-24. They outscored Valley 22-7 in the fourth quarter of that game to come back and win. This is going to be a quarterback battle. Will Nuss of Johnston versus Drake DeGroat of Valley. The Tigers barely, and I mean barely, snuck past Sioux City East on a game-winning field goal, 31-28. Johnston took care of Waterloo West 49-14. The Dragons are one of the hottest teams in the state of Iowa. They'll try to take down the Valley Tigers, who are currently favored to be your state champion. And finally, one of the surprises, two of the lower seeds and two 6-4 teams set up for a match in Pleasant Hill. Southeast Polk will take on Iowa City West. The Trojans are one of the more high-powered offenses in the state, with Mason Woods and Jack Wallace, a quarterback and wide receiver combo that has proved to be deadly. And on the other side, you have a Southeast Polk team that has currently won 3 straight state titles and look to make it 4, not as the favorite, though, as one of the underdogs. They're trying to get the running game going. Watch out for Holden Hansen and Sam Zelenovich, another quarterback-wide receiver duo. This is going to be a fun one. One of these two teams is going to get just their 7th win of the year and have a chance to compete for the title next week at the Unidome. Well, that will do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. I've been your host, Blake Walker, thanking you for watching us all season long. We'll be back for the basketball season, don't you worry. But we hope you appreciated what we've been able to put out all this season. We hope you enjoy the game tonight, and we hope to see you in basketball. Thank you for watching the Central Iowa Sports Network Pregame Show.
Iowans are working hard. But high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Valley Stadium here in West Des Moines. It is playoff quarterfinal time, and it's the Valley Tigers at 8-2, the 4 seed, taking on 5th-seeded Johnston at 8-2. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Playoff time is the best time here in the state of Iowa. The weather is great, honestly, for late or middle front side of November. But, Hunter, these two teams have played each other earlier this year. Valley has owned Johnston recent memory dating back to 2012. Johnston's only won one time. Valley's won 5. Really, tonight could come down to many things. You look at last week, Valley barely snuck past Sioux City East. They didn't play well. Coach Swenson said just that. Johnston took care of Waterloo West. What's going to happen here tonight?
I think it's a 50-50 coin toss in terms of what we can expect here, but no doubt, when Dar Danielson spoke with Coach Swenson, he said, well, last week I thought that we had a really good week of practice, and obviously it was just a sloppy effort from their part, but finding ways to win here this time of year is the most important thing for them. The big thing for Valley, the availability of Zay Robinson, that's obviously going to be a big key, but Coach Swenson was really confident about his group, but Blake, there may not be a hotter team in the state right now than the Johnston Dragons. Ever since they lost by 10 points here at Valley way early on in the season, all they've done since, win 7 straight, backed by, of course, a veteran quarterback in Will Nuss. But this defense, they've scored 7 touchdowns, very advantageous. And so, again, in terms of what to expect, I'm not sure, but I know everyone is really excited about this one, and we're going to see who's going to punch their ticket to the Dome.
Valley outscored Johnston 22-7 in the fourth quarter of that game. Johnston struck first in that game with a defensive touchdown. So we'll have to see how everything shakes out. Every single game in Class 5A tonight is going to be a barn burner. I can tell you that in this one just as well. Great crowd on hand for both teams, both Johnston on the other side and Valley here tonight as we get ready to play some football. Valley obviously in a different territory. They actually have a winning record in the playoffs this year. We'll see if they can keep it rolling. Michael Laylashire and Jaden McGregory are back to receive. The kick will be taken by Ricky Souls Downing. And we're underway here in your Class 5A quarterfinals, as this one will be taken for a touchback down inside the end zone, and we see a Valley offense come out. Hunter led by a junior Drake DeGroat, which is honestly one of the cooler stories in the state. Last year has to come in off the JV roster, leads Valley to the Dome. This year just as good. He's had a couple on and off games, but they trust him to make the big plays.
Yeah, I mean, he just really sparked this Valley team. I mean, you talked about how they were really struggling, for the most part. And so he was able to really just inject a lot of life all the way around and, completing 67% of his passes. But he's going to have a tough task ahead of him with a Johnston defense that's good in all 3 phases.
DeGroat will hand off to Mason on the first carry of the night, and Mason carries that one forward. Darius was one of a couple running backs. King Coleman was big in the win against Sioux City East. Another thing to mention tonight, Zay Robinson slated to play here this evening, and he is out on the field right now, did not play last week. Injury bug has battled him, but could be a big part of tonight's game for Valley.
Well, it certainly is something that Johnston is going to have to key in on when you have number 3 out there just because of how electric he is. But lower leg injury. See how the Tigers use him, especially here early on.
Man in motion, that's Jaden McGregory on the end around. McGregory gets to the edge, and the swarming Johnston Dragon defense is there on the backfield. This is a Dragons team, Hunter, that came into this season. I don't think there was high expectations. You knew you had Will Nuss coming back at quarterback, but Coach Woodley prides himself on good defense.
Yeah, and we saw there in the pregame interview with Paul Yeager that that's what really spearheads this team. They're really experienced, especially at the linebacker spot. And, of course, they've got some guys up front that can really disrupt things for the opposing offensive line where they gain leverage. And so big third down here in this opening set here for the Tigers.
Yeah, already a third down and long situation. They run Mason in motion. Here's DeGroat on third down, fires a strike to the sticks, and it is going to be really close, maybe short to the line to gain. I believe that was Zay Robinson up front, and it was. So Zay has his first catch of the night. It is fourth down and maybe half a yard already for Valley's offense, and they're going to keep the offense out on the field.
And that's obviously going to be a key for Johnston, especially with Robinson. Those tackles right there. He can make so much happen when he's able to get out in open space, so to be able to contain him is a key, and we'll roll the dice here. We'll see here for the Tigers.
Valley's got the big boys up front. Mason is the fullback. King Coleman is the tailback. They move a couple guys in motion. Fourth down and inches. Handoff, Coleman. Coleman pushes the pile forward, and Valley has their first down of the evening thanks to the back, King Coleman.
Well, if there's one thing you know about a Valley team led by Gary Swenson, they love to run the ball, establish the run game, because that is what opens things up, especially for a capable quarterback and Drake DeGroat. But you can go back 10 years ago. They always have two running backs that just complement each other so nicely. It could get those short yards there. Big pickup for Valley.
Coleman is the back again. 653 yards this season on the ground, 7 touchdowns. DeGroat on first down. Fires this one short to Jaden McGregory, and McGregory is swamped. Nowhere going for the wide receiver.
Boy, Blake, just look at how many Dragons were there surrounding McGregory, and he is another elusive guy, too, in open space. Remember when he transferred in from North last year, and he is certainly someone who's a big part of their offense, and you could see the Dragons just all over him, making it a minimal gain.
50.5 tackles for loss this year for Johnston's defense. They're anchored by number 4, Colby Gibbons. Micah Cook up front, big number 87. He's got 6 sacks this year. They are a problem and cause problems, and that's what's been a big part of this winning streak. Drake DeGroat keeps it on second down and won't go far. There is a flag down over at the 29-yard line on the other side, so you'd expect either an offsides, a false start, or a holding. We'll see what the call is here. By body language here, it feels like Valley is on the receiving end of this. It's a false start on the offense.
Well, this has been an area of concern, really, Blake, for Coach Swenson here, especially this late in the season. He goes, I would expect these kind of penalties, especially pre-snap penalties, to happen early on in the season. He did admit that we do a lot of window dressing up front, and sometimes that can lead us to backtrack, and you do not want to do that against a Johnston defense that really does not give you a whole lot to work with. And so that's going to be another area where Valley is going to have to be more just fundamentally sound up front and just being aware of the snap count.
Had a couple big penalties that almost cost him last week, including an unsportsmanlike conduct call. On third and long, DeGroat loads the cannon, fires to the sideline, and he misses his target intended for Michael Lalisher. And Johnston's defense will hold, aided by the penalty, and the Valley Tigers will come on and punt.
Yeah, Bryce Beecham was right there, and even if that pass would have been complete, probably nothing there as the sophomore defensive back was all over it. So if you're the Johnston Dragons, exactly what you wanted to have happen. Really just keep things minimal at best for the Valley offense, and should have fairly good field position here.
Grevin Good is the punter. Beecham and Peterson are on the receiving end for the Johnston Dragons. Johnston sends nobody, and this is a great punt. High in the air, and Beecham will come down with it. Vincent Peterson is the one to come down with it. And Johnston's offense comes out, Hunter led by Will Nuss, a man who has been here for a very long time. He has played almost every single year, pretty much as a freshman for the Johnston Dragons, has slowly gotten better every year. He's a gunslinger at heart, and he's going to be the key tonight, it feels like, for Johnston.
He certainly is. And, you know, he was disrupted a little bit in the last go-around between these two, but because of his experience, he's able to guide things. And I also really like D'Angelo Barkew there in the back. He's not the biggest running back, but he plays with so much physicality. It's really helped create a lot of offense for the Dragons here this season.
Barkew, 714 yards, 10 touchdowns this season for the Dragons. They play fake to him on first down, and Will Nuss is going deep. He's got a man downfield. This is caught in stride for Vincent Peterson. What a start for the Dragons.
Absolutely beautiful throw here by Will Nuss, and that is where you see a guy who has been playing varsity football for a long time. I mean, just threw that right there in the breadbasket where his man could catch it for a huge gain to put him in the Valley territory.
Will Nuss came into the season, or into tonight, 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,679 yards. The kid can sling it, and you see it there early. So they're all the way down to the 31-yard line. They put everybody on the left side. Barkew on first down. There goes Barkew. Slips his way forward for a couple and is actually going to get about 5 or 6. It'll bring up second down for the Dragons.
Barkew was really a non-factor in the last matchup between these two. I mean, only had 5 carries for 10 yards. And, I mean, as a team, Johnston did not run the ball very well. I mean, that's what has made the Dragons very successful really ever since then, is being able to establish the run and then let Will Nuss be able to deliver strikes downfield, which we've seen here to start.
Barkew on the receiving end is also a big threat. He has 8 catches for 193 yards this year. That's 24 yards per catch. So they got to watch out for number 0 in the backfield. On second down, it's short. Will Nuss will actually keep on the quarterback side, and he gets a good chunk of it upfield for a couple. Not surprising to see Will Nuss move the ball on the ground a little bit. 43 carries this year, 121 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It's just another thing Johnston can add to their repertoire.
Yeah, it's nice when you have an athletic quarterback who not only can get it done in the pocket, he can make things happen when a play breaks down or just design runs. And so now, 3rd and short here. See how the Dragons attack here. If they go with a run or maybe something out in the flat here along the near side.
You got 2 wide receivers out to the left on 3rd down and short. They only need a yard. And they're going to go with Barkew, and he is blown up in the backfield. That is Andrew Price, the senior linebacker, leading the charge.
Boy, talk about laying down the lumber right there. That's how, I mean, this is what Valley did against Johnston earlier in the year. I mean, limited them to 1 yard per carry, and you think, yeah, we have the guys up front to be able to gain that extra yard, but not so fast, and the Dragons have to kick a field goal here.
See who the Dragons bring on here for their kick. I'm going to assume this is Ian Yates, and it is. Yates is 4 for 7 this year. His career long is 35. Kick is on the way, and it is no good. Missed it to the right, and the Johnston offense comes up empty-handed in 2 straight drives to start. The defenses came to play tonight.
Sure have, and just when you thought that Johnston had a bit of a rhythm going with the run and pass, especially that really big completion, give credit to Valley's defensive line, especially the linebackers, to stuff the run and force a kick, and the Dragons couldn't take advantage. So now that, you know, the feeling out process, the first series for both teams, now we'll see how Valley looks to be able to build off of the last drive where they were able to pick up a first down, but really just minimal stuff in both the pass and the run game.
Because of the missed field goal, they placed the ball at the 20-yard line. And Valley's offense will get back going here. King Coleman gets the carry on first down, and Coleman hits the hole. King Coleman down the near sideline. Barkew and Chase, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Valley. Huge in the victory last week over Sioux City East. He comes back and jumps in right where he left off, and Valley explodes to score first.
Well, that'll get you excited. Man, what an absolute run. Had some good blocking up front, and all hail King Coleman right there, where he was just able to put his foot on the gas, not look back, and go into the end zone for 6.
On to attempt the extra point. Kick is up, and kick is good by Christian Hesser. Valley strikes first, 7-0. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at DeArmond CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off, plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames. DeArmondAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
An 80-yard touchdown run on a burst by King Coleman gives Valley the lead 7-0 here over Johnston. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. Tigers will kick this one back off the leg of Seppi Fradiani. And it is Nathan King and Vincent Peterson back to receive. This one is returnable. And it's going to be Peterson. They fake it over to King. Nathan King turns upfield and is going to get good starting field position inside, just outside of the 30. Hunter, we saw Johnson's offense last time out. Obviously didn't get too much of a break, but a long ball by Will Nuss sets them up. I think they're going to need to get the running game going just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a recipe for their success tonight, but it was Valley's defense up front, and just when Johnston only needed that 1 yard, the Tigers' defense stood firm, and then a missed field goal, and then just right after that, King Coleman, who did not play against Johnston earlier this year, with a huge burst of speed. And now, I mean, very uncharacteristic. Johnston does not give up very many big plays defensively. So how do the Dragons respond here?
They pitch this one short to Peterson. Vincent Peterson on the end around is upended by Michael Lalisher. Nice play on the edge. Yeah, Lalisher really going out there and ranging, and a play that took a while to kind of develop here along the near side. No, the Valley sideline was looking for a hold, but pretty solid gain there on first down. But the Valley backfield, they are going to be tested not only with the run, but also with Will Nuss as a thrower. And those are the kind of plays that are going to be critical for Valley tonight. 24th tackle on the season for Micah. Still got a couple, though. It's 2nd down and 6 unofficially. They hand off up the middle. I believe this is Emory Jones, and Jones will push the pile forward. And it'll be about 2 yards short of the mark to gain. Not only going to see D'Angelo Barku, obviously a couple running backs. Emory Jones, that was his 101st carry of the year, 504 yards, 7 touchdowns. So Johnston kind of runs that 1-2 punch as well. And you think of a gunslinging offense with a gunslinger quarterback like Will Nuss, but the Dragons can hit the ground a little bit. Like you said, though, struggled against Valley the first time.
Yeah, they sure did. But Barku also, I mean, despite struggling on the ground, he did have over 100 receiving yards against Valley the last time around, most of those in screen action. But these are the down and distance that Johnston needs to be able to convert.
Dragons didn't get it on 3rd and short last time. They'll try again with the run, and Jones gets tripped up by Andrew Price, who has come up big on 3rd and short now twice. And the Dragons are going to have to punt. What a play by the senior.
Came in by far as Valley's leader in tackles for loss at 10.5 and has made not one but 2 big plays in the backfield to stymie the Dragons. Are going to have to punt.
So Lalisher will be the one to receive the punt. Punt will be taken by Mitch Naig. So the Dragons come up on 3rd and inside their 3. Naig thought about a fake maybe, but he does decide to boot this one deep. And we'll take a Valley bounce, and we'll continue to bounce. They're going to mark it at the 36-yard line, and that is where Valley will set up shop on offense. Obviously, you're happy with the running attack. This season, Valley and Coach Swenson have talked about we needed to get the running game going. We can't just rely on the passing attack. And you bring back Zay Robinson, so you can't not respect the passing attack. Huge for Valley to score in that way on the first drive.
Oh, because it definitely sends a message that we can definitely create these big plays on the ground. And so now, if you're defensive coordinator Helgeson for Johnston, it's like, okay, now we have to really focus a lot more in the box in the run game, and so maybe that will open the door for Robinson, McGregory, and company on the outside.
On first down at 10, DeGroat going to fire the cannon deep up to Zay Robinson, who catches it in stride. Welcome back, Zay. Gets Valley all the way inside the 30. Take a look at the replay.
Well, he had 2 touchdowns against this team earlier in the year, and this is where you just have so much confidence as a passer, knowing that he is going to gain separation. Even if he's not completely healthy, he is just an explosive athlete. Excellent run, excellent throw. Tigers with some big plays here early.
Boy, trying to really jump on the throttle here. Jaden Davison is the one in the backfield now. You got 3 wide receivers to the left. Davison gets the carry on first down and is stood up. The Dragons right there to hold him back. They'll bring up second down. Maybe got a yard, so it'll be about second down and 9.
Yeah, Tanner Downs, one of the seniors out there, wrapping up the ball carrier for the Tigers. This is for the time for the Dragons where they just have to remain tough out there, and it's up to the defensive line to really kind of put some pressure on Drake DeGroat and not give him as much time to operate.
And he's got his weapons back. That's a big deal of it. DeGroat keeps. Johnston was faked for a second, but the whole defense is there to swarm it. And it will be third down and long coming up.
Yeah, just well read by Johnston's defense where on that RPO there's just nothing happening no matter who is going to bring it forward. But again, here on third down, if you're Johnston, obviously after giving up that big pass play, if you can force a fourth down, that'd be a win here. But no doubt, no matter what part of the field, Robinson is going to be a threat. So definitely keep an eye on him. He's there on the far end of your screen.
Third down and 9. Ball is at the 26-yard line. McGregory comes in motion here. DeGroat on a quarterback keeper. DeGroat pushes this one to the near side and slides down at the 20. He is short by about 2.5 yards. And we'll see what Valley does here. The offense has been moving at a good clip here to start. I'd expect to keep out and not try a field goal, but we'll see what happens here.
Well, and I think right now, if you're Valley, you have a lot of faith in your defense and that they've been able to really stop Johnston at will. So certainly fourth and manageable. Why not? So all on the line. Now we'll see where the Tigers go.
Davison is the back. 3 wide receivers out to the left on fourth down and short. Davison gets the call and breaks free again. Touchdown, Valley. On fourth down, the Tigers strike again on the ground.
And Blake, that is where the passing threat helps in this situation. You're thinking it's fourth down and 4. There's no way you're going to run it. But that protection up front, just clear running room there for Jaden Davison. No matter who's toting the rock for the Tigers, got plenty of room to run. And, man, the Tigers flexing here early.
So here we go on a PAT attempt. Up and through. 14-0. Valley on top of Johnston. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Back here at Valley Stadium in your Class 5A quarterfinals, the winner is headed to the Unidome, and Valley is on top early, 14-0, thanks to the running attack of all things. This one will be taken out by Peterson, and he drops down to the ground at about the 23-yard line, and Peterson frustrated that he drops over his own man. You know, Johnston's offense, first drive, you get downfield, you get almost inside the red zone, and come up short on third down, and then again you come up short on third down. So really, you know, you got to be better on third down.
Well, certainly, and have to execute, I think, in the early downs as well. And really, at this point, I mean, you got to keep your defense off the field. And Valley, they've been able to figure out, you know, what Johnston's been wanting to do with running the football, just getting, you know, better containment there at the line of scrimmage. But Will Nuss and these Dragons, they have fought through some moments before. They're a resilient team, but already backs against the wall here in the first quarter.
They give a handoff. Nope. Check down to Peterson. Peterson will turn this thing upfield and get a good chunk. Might actually get a first down on the fake handoff to D'Angelo Barku. We'll see where they mark it. Will Nuss, that long ball really set up his offense with Peterson, and now is going to be enough for the first down. They're going to move the chains.
Actually, it's a first down for Johnston. First and 10.
And if you're Johnston, you really can't look at the scoreboard. I mean, obviously not the start you wanted, but still a lot of game left.
Yeah, they have been in positions here this season where they have found themselves down by 2 or more possessions, and so just got to stay true to your principle.
Barku runs into traffic led by Andrew Price again. The senior has come to play tonight. Him and Colin Straker-Sier in the backfield again. They are going to give him forward progress, though, for about 3 yards, and I'll bring up second down and short. We'll see if they run one more play here in the first quarter.
Certainly, if you're head coach Brian Woodley, have to run the ball better if you're going to keep this Tigers defense on their toes.
Move a couple guys in motion, 5 seconds left. Nuss, handoff to Barku, and just nowhere. Maybe going to get a couple. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. All Valley in this one. The defense is humming, and the offense is using the ground to their advantage. 14-0 is your score. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word.
Golders!
Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Back here at Valley Stadium, the Valley Tigers leading the Johnston Dragons 14-0. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here tonight. Hunter, it's been a quick-moving first quarter at that, but how about the start by the Tigers? I mean, The running game, I don't think we really expected a ton, like this much out of them, but defense is also running well as well.
Yeah, the defense certainly, I think, set the tone, especially when both teams stalled a bit on their first drives, but Valley's run game has been the difference. You sprinkle in a little Zay Robinson, and the Dragons having to find something here down 2 scores.
They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down already, and Will Nuss will take off. Nuss, can he get upfield? Makes a couple guys miss and has the ability to get the first down. That's the mobility out of Will Nuss. First 3rd down conversion of the night for the Dragons. They move the chains.
And you just feel like it was much needed, right? I mean, for a Johnston team that really, like you said, hasn't had a whole lot of success on the 3rd down situations, Will Nuss showing the speed out there on the edge to be able to move it forward.
14-0 start for the Tigers, just starting the second quarter here at Valley Stadium. Nuss on a play-action fake. Andrew Price was in distance, and he checks it down the field to number 32. That is Hudson Weber. Price thought he got held on the backside. I might agree with him, but Will Nuss gets a dart down the field, and the Dragons move the chains.
Yeah, I think certainly lucky there, and I know that the Valley coaching staff agreed with this defender there, but regardless, the Dragons, they're operating out of the pocket. Will Nuss with a good delivery and back in Tiger territory.
That is Hudson Weber's just 3rd catch of the entire season. He had 2 catches for 16 yards coming into tonight. Barku, big hole off the left side, and D'Angelo Barku all the way upfield. First down, Johnston, and a much better drive by the Dragons.
Boy, the left side of the offensive line did a great job of giving Barku plenty of room to operate, and he doesn't need a whole lot, and that's Dragon football right there. If they can establish that, they'll be just fine here. A couple of plays just to kind of break the ice here to start the second quarter to build a little more confidence here for Johnston.
Definitely seems like they want to stay on the ground just a little bit more than they want to go to the air tonight. First down and 10 just outside of the red zone here for the Dragons. Barku waiting to get past a couple defenders up front. Gets a healthy gain of about 5. And you know, with Barku, his ability out of the backfield to receive is also big. We haven't seen that yet, but Johnston's O-line just as big. I mean, we talk about O-lines in the state of Iowa. Southeast Polk's got a young one. Dowling's got a young one. But realistically, these two teams here are really good up front on both sides of the ball.
And that's what makes this matchup. I mean, amongst, the skill position guys, the quarterback battle, I mean, one of the biggest strengths really, like you said, Blake, is the offensive and defensive lines really on both sides. A lot of speed and athleticism. Comes down to the trenches.
Play action fake. Will Nuss waiting, looking, trying to get away. There's a flag down in all that commotion. And it'll be a gain of about 1, but going to assume this is coming back for the Dragons. A lot of play action here to start. It is a holding on Johnston, and it'll back the Dragons up on second down. But a lot of play action tonight. Not a lot of just straight out of shotgun, let Will Nuss throw the ball.
And that's what's been a large part of their offense here this season. But a penalty-free, first quarter for the Dragons. And, it seems like this is the second time now that they've been in Tiger territory, but you cannot afford to back yourselves up.
It's quite the penalty. Backs them up second down and 16 here. Can Will Nuss get him out of the hole? Nuss fires, caught out on the far sideline. I believe that is Nathan King, who is caught around the legs and eventually goes down. That's a great gain right along the sideline. Sets him up to a very manageable third down and short. Well, I say manageable, but that's been the Achilles heel for Johnston tonight.
Well, King's been the go-to for Will Nuss this year, and Nuss had plenty of time to be able to go through his progressions, make a nice throw, and now back to a more manageable spot. But like we saw in the first quarter, Blake, they went with the run, and Valley was able to stop it. Wonder if the Dragons still have faith in it We'll find out here.
They're 1 of 3 on third down conversions. Here comes the blitz. Barku is going to have enough for the first down. So the Dragons now a couple third down conversions here on this drive. It's a longer drive, but I don't think Johnston really cares. They're just going to move the ball at their pace, and the Dragons have a first down and 10 inside the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone for the first time tonight.
So now we'll see what kind of options Coach Woodley will go with here. I mean, maybe you find Barku out in an open pass play or try to dial one up for the corner of the end zone. Trust your quarterback, Will Nuss. But the ground game has been really successful here in this drive.
On 1st and 10, Will Nuss will keep it off the left side. He's got a blocker. Will Nuss turns the corner. Touchdown, Johnston!
Scores a touchdown for Johnston.
He can run as well.
He certainly can. Well, he picked up the first, third down conversion on the ground. And he goes, you know what? I might as well keep it up right here along the left side. And that is where Johnston has had a lot of success running the football. I mean, look at that blocking. Barku, they're saying, hey, I got you. And the Dragons are right back in it.
So the extra point on to be attempted here by Ian Yates, and it's blocked. Micah Lalisher up front. And the Dragons only going to get 6. We'll be back 14-6, Valley on top.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Valley up 14-6 over the Johnston Dragons. Winner is headed to the Unidome here in this Class 5A quarterfinal. 4-seed Valley, 5-seed Johnston. A couple score updates around 5A for you. Southeast Polk up 21-0 over Iowa City West. The Rams trying to go for a four-peat. Micah Lalisher, fresh off the blocked field goal, will take this one upfield and is stopped short at about the 24-yard line. Hunter, you talked about it to me just a little bit while we were off air there, but points left out on the board are starting to add up here for Johnston, at least in a small one.
Yeah, 4 points. Of course, on their opening drive, they missed what was, a 35-yard field goal, and then right there having the extra point blocked. And so in a matchup where I think everyone expected this to be really, really close, that's something that you can look back on if you're Johnston and come up a little bit short, that those were the points that we left out there. But for Johnston, that was a much, much needed really productive drive. Will Nuss with the rushing touchdown, but now the Johnston defense has to find some kind of way to stop this Valley rushing attack.
They did get a good break because of that long Johnston drive as King Coleman gets the call on first down and gets about 4. And you think about the scenarios. I mean, you had them set back up. It was what, 3rd and 9, 2nd and 9, something like that when King Coleman was able to bust it free, and then obviously 4th down, and you're thinking pass the whole way, and Davison's able to recover. So you have an injury here, a lineman limping off. This is big number 74, Marcus McGregor, who anchors that offensive line, and they'll come off and check him out. He's able to get off on his own power, which is a good sign, and that will send on Ari Raridan.
One of many Raridans who have been a part of this Valley program. Of course, older brother Eli at Notre Dame. When I say, the little brother here playing, that's a euphemism, but man, just a lot of talent and depth on this Valley side. They're going to call a timeout here.
We'll stay here for this one. 14-6 Valley on top. There was definitely confusion up front there. There's a couple Valley coaches not too thrilled up front there. Our other games going on tonight, Ankeny versus Iowa City Liberty, Southeast Polk taking on Iowa City West, and Dowling taking on Ankeny Centennial. I'll see if I can get an update for Ankeny for you.
Over at Mediacom Stadium, it's no score between Ankeny Centennial and Dowling, and Centennial is inside the Dowling 15. That was a really, really fun game early on in the regular season. I mean, just about as crazy of a finish as you'll see. So a lot of matchups to keep an eye on to see who will be heading to Cedar Falls next week.
Ankeny is tied in the second quarter with Iowa City Liberty 7-7. Liberty won the first matchup this season.
Boy, and Iowa City Liberty has really made a statement this year, haven't they?
Considering they were, quote-unquote, a 3A school just a couple years ago, it's incredible what they've done over there. That one in and out of the hands of the tight end, Zach Schemper, who had 125 yards in the first game between these two teams. That's just his first target tonight, in and out, and it brings up third down long.
Good play out there by number 20 there for Johnston. Gabola to be able to just meet the big senior tight end head on and just force the ball out. Now Johnston, they would want nothing more than to cause a 3-and-out after they were down 14-0.
The Groat rolls, they try a screen play, and it's almost picked off. It is batted down by, I believe, Nathan King was over there and Colby Gibbons. And Valley will come up short on third down. It was a good play design, but Valley had it read the whole way.
Yeah, the Dragons up front, had their eyes on the quarterback and the Groot. Very fortunate that ball was not intercepted, because that would have given, of course, Johnston even more momentum. The ball in a really good spot. But we saw Valley with the early punches thrown and hitting, but now the Dragons settling in.
Ravengood will be the one to punt, and Beecham and Peterson are back to receive here for the Dragons. That is a great boot. Peterson will back up and makes the grab. Peterson staying on his feet. Vincent Peterson down the middle. And Peterson with the house call. Touchdown, Dragons. Well, we talked about 7 defensive touchdowns. Technically, that's not a defensive touchdown, but how about the Dragons' special teams and Vincent Peterson?
Well, and this punt had decent amount of hang time, and even, it was risky. I was like, I'm not sure if I would play that off the bounce, but, Vincent Peterson, he's played a lot of football for Coach Woodley, and to break a few tackles there, and then just the burst of speed here along the near side to take it all the way. Man, some explosiveness we've seen from these two teams tonight. And we're only in the first half.
Yates, this time, up and through, 14-13. 13 unanswered by the Dragons. We got a ball game. We'll be right back.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
14-13. 13 unanswered by the Johnston Dragons here in these Class 5A quarterfinals. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. This is the place to be here right now, as it feels like. What a game it's been so far.
And McGregory.
And Layla Scher and McGregory will be back to receive. Kicks have been pretty short tonight for the Dragons, and this one's going to be just the same, as this one will be taken by Micah Layla Scher. And Layla Scher falls forward. Great return up to the 30-yard line. Well, this game's had it all, and really what it hasn't had a ton of, Drake DeGroat had a long ball to Zay Robinson, but other than that, it's been the Valley running attack that's been the big story tonight.
Yeah, it's really been, I guess, on both sides. It's been the success on the ground, and Johnston did enough to really throw off Valley in that last drive, and then had the punt return touchdown. And so, yeah, like you said, we've seen just a little bit of everything, but the passing game just hasn't quite been there yet. But both of these teams have really good wideouts and know that is going to be a factor here moving forward.
Tigers got stopped on the last drive on a third and long situation. They go handoff to King Coleman, and he jumps over hurdles over his own lineman and gets upfield for a couple. And, Hunter, you and I talked about it. You come in and you think, all right, Valley has Jaden Brown, who they have not gone to, Jaden McGregory, Zay Robinson, they got Zach Schemper, and then you think, all right, we're going to focus on the pass, but then you turn around, you got Davison, you got Mason, there's just so many weapons. Johnston's defense has to focus in on one.
Yeah, so in Johnston's defense, I know they've given up some big plays here, but it's like strength on strength, if you will. And so now we're kind of starting to see some things even out, and this will back up the Tigers here. And these were the pre-snap penalties that really got to Coach Swenson last week and here towards the latter part of the year. And so instead of it being a second and short, basically have to go back to where they originally were to start this series.
It has not been Zach Schemper's night. He had that drop earlier, and now a false start there on the left side of the line of scrimmage, or on the line. So Valley has to back it up. 2nd and 8 as King Coleman up the middle. That's another first down. Almost broke free again. He's getting a big push up front.
And we highlighted this earlier in the quarter that both of these offensive lines, just historically, Coach Woodley, Coach Swenson, they know that in order to be a consistently good football team, not only throwing the ball but also running the ball, you got to be able to have those big guys up front. And Valley's O-line, for the most part tonight, has been getting the job done.
Jaden Brown in motion again. Haven't called his name a ton tonight. Play action fake. DeGroat, nobody's home in the middle of the field, and there goes the junior quarterback. DeGroat upfield, big first down inside the 40, and that just opened up perfectly.
This is just great recognition here by Drake DeGroat, because he wanted to go out to the left side of the flat to Brown, but Brown got stood up by Austin Gray, and he saw the opening, and like Will Nuss, DeGroat really has the wheels and got the first down and some. Tigers starting to get into a rhythm after a 3-and-out on their last drive.
DeGroat has been so key in Valley's games. Obviously, you expect it from a quarterback, but he went just 1 of 11 against Ankeny in a 13-10 loss, really trying to step up tonight as King Coleman gets the carry on first down and gets about a yard. Johnston's defense is there. And really, DeGroat, the situation last year was crazy. He's on the JV roster, and then all of a sudden he gets thrusted in. He's very mature for his age, I will say that. And now, he's just a junior. He's learning just as everybody else, but it helps when he has weapons like he does.
Oh, it sure does. It's a quarterback's best friend.
Coleman patiently waiting, looking like Le'Veon Bell back there. It's a couple more, and it'll be 3rd down and about medium here for the Tigers in what feels like 4-down territory.
Well, going back to DeGroat, just remember the first handful of games from last year, and you're thinking, why was, the quarterback room at Valley must be really good if he was on the JV team because of his arm strength. That was just the thing that popped out. It was just for him being able to be more consistent in terms of his location, but the more and more work he's put in with the wideouts, and of course when you have a run game that you can rely on, it's made him one of the top quarterbacks here in Class 5A.
Here comes a third down in medium. Coleman is ripped down. Didn't get much off right tackle. I believe that was Colby Gibbons in there, and he sure is celebrating like it. Great play by Johnston's defense. Brings up fourth down and long. Not long, but medium. And no surprise, but it looks like Valley's going to stay on the field here.
4th and 6.
Colby Gibbons represents a lot of the experience on the defensive side of the football for Johnston, and really versatile, not only in pass defense, where he's a guy that can really wreak havoc on the quarterback, but like we saw there, just staying true there, getting past his man and coming up with a big stop as we see Robinson a little hobbled coming off the field. Again, he is not 100%, and I think Valley's going to talk things over here.
Second timeout taken out of the ball game for Valley. We'll take a break with them. 14-13, Tigers on top.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Valley on top of Johnston, 14-13. Here comes a big play in this one. 4th down and 6. Johnston keeping everybody in tight. Or Valley, excuse me. DeGroat on 4th down. Fires downfield. Zay Robinson is broken up. Dragons defense holds. Great job by the Dragons secondary.
The Tigers is incomplete. Brings up 1st and Johnston.
Well, I think Valley had the matchup that they wanted here on the outside. Max Minks and a few other Dragons there to be able to make the catch for Zay Robinson, tightly contested. And that's easier said than done. The Tigers come here back to the bench frustrated, and the Dragons, who again have scored the last 13 points, looking to keep it up.
How about that response? I mean, defensively, the response has been phenomenal. Anybody could have gotten down 14-0 and just kind of laid down, but incredible job there. Got an update from our friend Paul Yeager. Ankeny trailing Liberty 14-7. Emory Jones, big hole off the left side for a couple. Couple extracurriculars after the play there. A couple guys blocking till the whistle.
2nd and 2, Johnston.
And again, Blake, it's been just that area there along the left side where Johnston has had the advantage, especially on the ground, no matter if it's been Will Nuss carrying the ball, Barku, and even this time, Emory Jones, the young sophomore, getting involved.
Both teams have multiple weapons. It's not just one guy they lean on, that's for sure. Dragons stay on their toes, that's for sure. 2:35 to go here in the quarter. And a timeout is called by Coach Woodley. Didn't like what he saw. We'll take a break with them. 14-13. Valley on top of Johnston.
Save big at DeYarman CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeYarman CDJR Ames. DeYarmanAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Back here at Valley Stadium, 14-13. Valley on top of Johnston. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. And what has been a good one? 14-13, Tigers on top. Johnston trying to drive here with 2.5 to go in the second quarter. Emory Jones gets the carry, but is wrapped down from behind. See if I can get a number there. I believe that was number 45. Yep, Jerome Horn. And it's third and short, where Johnston has been very hit or miss tonight, to say the least.
But as of late, they've really had a lot of success on the ground. But, you know, maybe this is a time where you think the Valley's expecting a run and maybe dial it up. So Vincent Peterson or another option downfield.
They just need 2. And Nuss, out of shotgun, will step up and run it, take it on his own, and Will has got the first down with ease. Good effort by Will Nuss. When in doubt, on third down, or if he gets in trouble, he can use his legs. First down. That clock will stop momentarily for the chains to move. Valley will get the ball to start the second half, so the Dragons really want to get something here. The clock continues to move. Nuss, short, low throw, and dropped. A little too low for Nathan King. That would have been right at the sticks. Nathan's been busy on that far sideline tonight.
Really has been. Ran a good route. The ball was just a little too low. Kind of tight window there as Tigers were coming in, but Will Nuss, I mean, that's where you trust him to be able to make that throw. Just a little off that time.
Just outside the 50 here, 1:22 to go in the half. A delayed handoff to Barku, and he is going to be brought down. Nice play in the backfield by number 60, Alonzo Jimenez, and it's third down and 10 for the Dragons.
Yeah, Jimenez really staying with them, grabbing a lot of the jersey, and he was determined to bring down Barku. And third down, and feel like for the first time, I mean, for Valley, I mean, this is really an opportunity where you gotta come away with a stop, even though you're ahead by 1. Johnston right now has certainly got the momentum. Just feel like this is a really big play.
They're in no rush to snap this, just in case. Here comes the blitz. Nuss over the middle, and it's dropped. Had Vincent Peterson in stride, and Vincent could not hang on. And Johnston will bring on the punting unit.
And again, there are going to be several plays where you look back and say what could have been. Peterson was wide open, and that just went right through his hands. Good ball by Nuss, and Peterson, he's been so reliable all season long, and at the very least you get down there, may have an opportunity to make a play to throw to the end zone or try to go for an extra point, but not going to happen this time for the Dragons.
Mitch Nag is on to punt. Micah Laylasher is back to receive. It's another high hang time punt, and Laylasher will make the grab at the 21-yard line. Valley will come back out, and you only got one timeout. I'd really only expect a knee, or you take one run here, but boy, what a first half it's been. Back and forth we've gone.
Yeah, I think that's what we expected, but not really in the variety in which we have seen it, where Valley scores the first 14 points. They're running the ball. They're making big plays on defense, but you knew that Johnston was going to find a way to battle back, and they have. And so knowing that, you have things where it is right now, and especially where you're at on the field, I would be pretty surprised if Valley ran a play here. Just take a knee, talk things over into the locker room. But, yeah, we saw a lot of explosive plays and cannot wait to see what we're going to witness in the third and fourth quarters.
Johnston takes a timeout here. possibly preparing for if they get faked here. I mean, you could try a fake kneel down, but you're way back in your own territory. I don't know. I feel like if you're Coach Swenson, you just take it to the locker room. This game has been very competitive. You will gladly take a 14-13 game. I go back to the missing points that you brought up. Could be 17-14, all things considered, if everything went Johnston's way tonight.
And then again, where you had a play there where Peterson, more times than not, he's going to make that grab, and you're more than likely going to get some sort of points out of that. So some missed opportunities for the Dragons. Now the Tigers see what they'll do here with 26 seconds remaining.
Might take one shot. Nope, they go Coleman. And Coleman is actually going to get a good chunk. He's going to have the first down. There are 19 seconds left, and Valley will...
He's up first down.
Did they call a timeout? They're motioning over. The officials talking with Coach Swenson. Yep, they're going to take a timeout. So apparently they just wanted to try something there on first down, so now they're going to have a chance. You have arguably one of the best wide receiver classes or wide receiver rooms in the state of Iowa. I don't see why you wouldn't try to take a shot here.
And you know that the group can get it there, even from where they're at on the field. So, yeah, I mean, why not?
I will say Johnston's coordinators have taken off from their booth, so clearly they don't think they're needed.
they're not too concerned.
We'll hope that doesn't bite them here, but they've left the press box here to head back down to the locker room. So
I think in the past we would have seen Coach Swenson probably take a knee, but he's the fourth all-time winningest coach in state history, numerous state titles. This team has made it to back-to-back trips to the Dome, and the Dragons looking to get back for the first time since 2022. But yeah, when you have the offensive skill set that you do, I mean, if you feel like, we can take a shot, and why not? Go for it. But yeah, we'll see out of the timeout any kind of magic the Tigers can pull off here before going into halftime.
I believe it was Dar Danielson last year asked Gary Swenson, when are you going to hang it up? You're getting up there. And Gary said, when we're not good anymore. Well, I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Coleman gets the carry and is wrapped down in the backfield. Nicely done by Colby Gibbons. He's come up big, and that will all but finish the end of the first half. And it has been a fun one. Valley jumped up top 14-0 early. Johnston responds with 13 unanswered, and that is how we sit. 14-13. We are 24 minutes away from sending one of these two teams to the Unidome in Cedar Falls. We will take a break and be back in a little bit. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
DeArmond CDJR Knoxville with these outstanding offers. New Grand Cherokee 4xe Trailhawk with up to $13,000 off. New Dodge Hornet RT also up to $13,000 off. New Jeep Gladiator Sports receive 14% off MSRP. And new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorns with over $10,000 off. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we will buy it from you. Incredible savings at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. West Des Moines Valley up 14-13 on the Johnston Dragons. Valley is the 4 seed. Johnston is the 5 seed. You know, just looking at seeding, this is realistically supposed to be the closest game of the quarterfinals, and it's playing out like it. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here this evening. Hunter, Valley jumps up 14-0. The vibes on this side of the stadium are like, all right, we're back. Forget about last week against Sioux City East. Johnston quiet, but eventually started to put things together, and the Dragons get a punt return for a touchdown. Will Nuss obviously scampers in, and just like that, 14-13, it's playing out to the game we thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Valley, they pretty much were the dominant team in the opening quarter, and then for Johnston, we knew that this team was going to find a way to battle back in the second quarter, but I mean, just really, really impressive stuff we have seen. I mean, the ground game, as you see there, the second rushing touchdown, and a number of guys really have gotten involved, which is what has made both of these teams so good this year and why they're in the quarterfinals is because they're so deep, skill position-wise. But, again, we go back to the missed opportunities that Johnston has had here in this game where they've left 4 points off the board, an extra point that wasn't good, and then a blocked extra point. But Will Nuss, I mean, this was something that the Dragons really needed after they were 0 for their first 2 on third down. And so for both of these teams, I mean, you really like what you've seen in different areas, but then, again, it's going to come down to a takeaway, in my opinion. It's going to come down to just those plays there in the trenches, and then one more time here, this blocked extra point. It's going to be moments like this where one of these teams, you're going to look back and say what could have been. So all in all, this is what we expected. Maybe not again in the variety in which the scoring happened, but this has been the game to watch here tonight.
Now, you have the previous game between these two teams. I believe the halftime score was pretty much in the same vein in even here as we get a couple more looks at the highlights here. But it was the fourth quarter that Valley had 22-7 last time against Johnston. It feels like it's on the same path.
Yeah, I mean, it was 13-all after one half. Johnston was able to get a field goal in the third quarter, but then obviously the fourth quarter is where Valley really put its stamp on the game. So, yeah, I mean, even though that was well early on in the season, this is playoff time. You could pretty much, erase any kind of previous matchups, but all in all, these are two really good teams, and only one of them is going to make it to the Unidome.
A couple more score updates just around Class 5A. Iowa City West trailing Southeast Polk 28-8 is the score at halftime there. Ankeny Centennial and Dowling Catholic just got out of halftime. Centennial leads over the Maroons 3-0. That was a wild game the first time those two met. And Iowa City Liberty taking on Ankeny. Liberty leads 14-7. Your fun fact of the day, Ankeny has played every team in the quarterfinals in Class 5A this year. That means 8 out of the 9 teams in the quarterfinals they played this year. How about that for the Hawks?
I mean, I think it just really goes to show how good Class 5A, especially here in the Des Moines Metro, is. And we talked a little bit about Iowa City Liberty and how this has become a program on the rise, and now they're here in 5A, and they're letting people know, hey, the CIML, they have been dominant really here in a long stretch of time, but the eastern part of the state, especially us, we can make some things happen. But that's really amazing about Ankeny, in that they can put that feather in their cap and say, yeah, I mean, we played literally the best of the best here. And so, man, I mean, this is what it's all about. I mean, it just seems like we were kicking off the season, just about a week or two ago. And now here we are, and the teams that we thought were going to make make a lot of impactful noise this year, are here battling for a trip to Cedar Falls tonight.
Well, the last couple seasons, Valley has been in this game, but they haven't been able to host. It's been a team that has been sitting around 500. They had a couple close calls the last couple years, but Valley's on top of it, and they have one more half left to go back to state. But the Dragons trying to get back there for the first time since 2022. We will be back for your opening kickoff. It's Valley and Johnston, 14-13. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
October savings at DeArmond Chevy GMC Knoxville. New Silverado 1500 Custom 4x4s with up to $8,000 off. New HDs with 5.9% for 84 months. 5 all-new 2025 Chevy Equinox in stock. Receive up to $8,000 off Sierra 1500 SLTs and $3,000 off new GMC Terrain. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we'll buy it from you. All at DeArmond Chevy GMC in Knoxville, Iowa.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
DeArmond CDJR Knoxville with these outstanding offers. New Grand Cherokee 4xe Trailhawk with up to $13,000 off. New Dodge Hornet RT also up to $13,000 off. New Jeep Gladiator Sports receive 14% off MSRP. And new 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorns with over $10,000 off. And we want your trade. Receive $300 to $500 more or we will buy it from you. Incredible savings at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you have an old inefficient wood fireplace, we need to talk. Heat and Glow has some great retrofit inserts to convert that old drafty wood burner into a high efficient gas fireplace. A Heat and Glow gas insert will give you high efficiency, it will give you ease of operations, and it will give you enough warmth to take the edge off a cold winter's night. For the best in gas inserts, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome back to the Central Iowa Sports Network. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. A couple minutes away from the second half, 24 minutes left until we send a team to the Unidome. The Johnston Dragons and the Valley Tigers. Valley leads 14-13 in this one. Hunter, it's been a fun one so far. 14-0 Valley gets on top. Johnston rallies back with a couple. Second half, Valley gets the ball to start. I think the Tigers would love to get on the board first here. And you think back, and you don't want to think back to a couple, beginning of the season, but how much do you think Johnston has to push that out and not think, well, we were in this position back at the beginning of the season, and then we lost it? Or do you think that fuels them a little bit?
I feel like it's probably old news for the Dragons at this point because, look, they've reeled off 7 straight wins since and obviously performed really well in their opening round contest in the playoffs against Waterloo West. And so they know what they need to key in on here in the second half, and I totally agree. I think for Valley, they were really stagnant there defensive or offensively there in the second quarter, and that's where obviously you give credit to Johnston. But right now, even though it is a 1-point lead for Valley, it's just about as even as it can get. And so if I'm the Tigers, I want to start off the third quarter the way I started this game, in that I'm able to run the ball effectively and finally, try to be able to get the ball to guys like Zay Robinson and Jaden McGregory, Jaden Brown, and others, because they're just waiting for their opportunities out there. And so you're just kind of waiting for it if you're a Valley fan. But on the other side for Johnston, look, try to make Valley one-dimensional as an offense, being able to stop the run. And then we've seen Will Nuss be able to make plays when things have to be extended out. So, again, it's going to come down to some of these little plays like they always do in a game of this magnitude. So that's what's going to be really fun to watch here in the second half.
Zay Robinson stretching over here on the sidelines. We'll stay here till our starting kickoff. Going to take a look at a couple other scores across the state of Iowa. Obviously, all playoffs for every class happening here tonight. 8-player, they punched their tickets last night. Lennox, Remsen St. Mary's, Bishop Garrigan, and 14's blanket on me. I'll go back and look here. That'd be Gladbrook Rhinebeck, all on to the 8-player semifinals. Those will take place next Wednesday. Couple scores for you. Tri-Center on top of ACGC 20-14. Algona, despite their starting quarterback Alex Bensky, Iowa State recruit, tearing his ACL late in the season, they lead Mount Vernon 22-7 because it just so happens Alex's younger brother is also a star. Pella up 13-7 over Gilbert. Dike New Hartford over South Hardin 10-7. Grundy Center cruising over South Hardin. Hinton over Underwood 23-7. Humboldt over Solon 21-3. Lewis Central over ADM 21-6. Liberty over Ankeny 14-7. I believe still 3-0. Centennial over Dowling 28-8. Iowa City West trailing Southeast Polk. North Polk over Xavier 15-0. Sergeant Bluff Luton has scored 20 unanswered. It's 33-21. They lead Nevada. And West Lyon leads Kemper Catholic 42-7. It truly is one of the best times of the year because especially next week, get some midweek football to watch all day long.
Yeah, and I think I've always just loved when it begins with the 8-man, you know, where they have to readjust things there in the Unidome, and you never know what you're going to see with 8-man. It was only, I think,
108-94
about 4 years ago. 4 years
Remsen
ago.
and Montezuma.
Yeah, so it's a great time, and of course, fans from all across the state venture up there to really a really good facility. You don't have to worry about if it's going to be snowing, if you got to bundle up because it's going to be nice and warm there in the Unidome, and these are two teams that would want nothing more than to extend their season and vie for a chance to play for a state championship and unseat the Southeast Polk Rams, who've won the last 3.
Who could be the Cinderella this year, but look like they honestly might be able to do it again if they play to their best ability. Our second half is underway. Vincent Peterson lets that one go through his hands. Well, he didn't let it go through his hands, but Johnston's offense comes back out. You know, we saw the running game work a little bit. It was really Will Nuss who helped him out on third down situations. What do you want to see from the Dragons offense here?
Well, you know, I think, again, it's going to start with Barku and being able to get him involved. And we haven't seen him really as a threat in the receiving game. And at some point, he's going to have to play a factor in that regard. I mean, I know that Vince Peterson had that drop there to close out the first half, but continue to feed him the ball because he's going to put himself in some good spots. But, again, it's going to be on Will Nuss to extend plays. If there's nothing going downfield, tuck and run, that's what he's going to have to do.
They go to Barku on first down, and there we go! D'Angelo Barku off to the races. Michael LeLacheur in tow. Touchdown, Johnston! Right on cue! Oh, boy.
This has been a night of big plays. Like a track meet out here tonight, and Barku must have heard us up here. And it was just daylight in front of him, takes off, big 6 points, and for Johnston, first time in the lead here tonight.
11th touchdown on the season. Yates puts it through. We've had 2 80-yard touchdown runs tonight. Johnston, 20 unanswered. They lead. We'll be right back.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
20 unanswered by the Johnston Dragons. They lead over Valley 20-14. What a run by D'Angelo Barku, as the Dragons will squib this one, and caught on the hop by Micah Lailisher. And Lailisher is tripped up and down he goes. Valley's offense comes back out. Hunter scored on the first 2 drives, but other than that, very quiet here through the last couple.
And it's because of Johnston's defense. I think, it really had to be difficult for them. They're not used to giving up the big plays. Of course, an 80-yard touchdown run and then, about a 23-yard scamper. But they really have made Drake DeGroot not just kind of tuck and run the ball and not put himself in passing situations. I think the defensive backs for Johnston give them a lot of credit. Going to have to keep it up.
Oh, broken play. DeGroat has to take off with it, and he's actually going to get a good chunk. Gain of about 6 or 7. He turned the wrong way, and King Coleman says, that's my fault, and motions to the bench and says, that's my fault.
Well, sometimes those broken up plays can be more of a blessing than a curse, and was able to catch Johnston a little off sync themselves to make what could have been a negative gain into a positive gain.
Coach Woodley coming racing off. Woodley's going to come all the way on the field, or not Woodley, but one of Johnston's coaches grabbing a towel. King Coleman on the carry, takes a big hit. Guess who? D'Angelo Barku. Going to get a couple. It'll be 3rd down and short for Valley's offense.
Yeah, he gets it done on both ends. I mean, he's not just a guy who flashes in the run game and the pass game, but he's also a big-time thumper there on the defensive side of the ball. And even though, yes, we're still in the early stages of this 3rd quarter, a lot of football left, but, man, you got to feel like Valley needs to convert here.
3rd down and short to the marker. Coleman tripped up enough. Just enough by about a yard. Valley moves the chains. And it's not like Valley has tried a couple deep balls. Really, they've only tried one, and it was Zay Robinson who was able to haul it in. Are you surprised by that, considering what we've seen Valley do in recent memory?
I am surprised just because we know that the run game is what establishes things, right? And so because of that, you would think, hey, we're going to have some opportunities to dial something up deep, but they just have not been there thus far.
I'll tell you what, Zay's got a little bit of a limp there out of that huddle. Coleman stood up. Colby Gibbons and company right there at the 41-yard line. He's going to get a couple, but he wasn't able to get far. Yeah, I just noticed coming out of the huddle, Zay was limping just a little bit. Did not play last week in the win over Sioux City East. A game that, Valley, all things considering, probably should have won by more. And if you talk to Coach Swenson, I think he'd agree, almost lucky to get out of here with the win. And a couple people were worried with Johnston. You took care of business against Waterloo West. Wasn't a great first half by any means, but how are the Dragons going to come prepared? Both teams showing up here this evening. Coleman again, nothing much. And guess who? Colby Gibbons again.
Gibbons has made a couple of really nice plays, especially in the run stop department. And, you give Robinson so much credit, for showing off the toughness, and you knew that he wanted to be out there after missing last week. But, maybe an answer to your earlier question, Robinson was probably feeling good to start, and as it's getting a little bit colder out, the muscles get stiff, it's going to be tough to try to work through a lower leg injury.
James Davison is the back. It's 3rd down, and DeGroat rolling, looking, fires, caught on the sideline. It's Michael Lailisher. That might be, it is McGregory. Jaden McGregory, his hood is covering it. Looks like a 1. Jaden McGregory with his first big catch of the night.
And that was just one of those plays that again, we were talking about that before we started the second half, that you're waiting for a guy like McGregory to be able to get out there in the pass game, and is able to run a great route to Groot, hanging on and going out to his right, getting a big pass down the field.
Handoff to the back. I believe it was Coleman going to get a couple. Haven't seen many passes. Nope, it was number 23, Davison. Haven't seen many passes on first down. Valley keeping it on the ground for the most part.
Did want to provide a score update for everyone. After it was a 3-0 game at half, Ankeny Centennial on top of Dowling. Now both teams starting to turn up the offense a little bit, trading touchdowns. Ankeny Centennial leads Dowling in the third quarter 10-7.
Everybody bunched together. DeGroat on second and long. Plenty of time. Airmails this thing long and way out in front of Jaden Brown, his intended receiver. It'll bring up third down and long again. Boy, he had all day to throw. That's one thing. Both quarterbacks yet to be sacked. The O-line is doing their job and should be highly respected tonight for how well we've seen both ground attacks been.
And that's where, again, the defensive backfield for Johnston, double team Jaden Brown. And DeGroot really wanted to go there, but essentially he had to throw it where he knew that Johnston wasn't going to be able to make a play on it. Third and long.
Brown in motion. DeGroat fires short on a screen play. King Coleman runs over a man, and he is going to have the first down. How about the effort by number 26?
Brought down by...
Boy, and Coleman and Barku trading some words there afterward, and Barku pointing up at the scoreboard, but you got to give props to Coleman for extending that one out, and a well-drawn-out screenplay. The group getting rid of that ball just in time. First down, Valley.
Coleman is still the back. Everybody up. King gets the carry off the left side and is driven down, brought down from behind, pulled back by Max Minks. And Barku is in there as well.
Barku is not afraid to be able to engage in the run game. I mean, he knows being a running back, it's kind of like, he knows what to expect because he himself faces those same situations. And so, man, that has been one of the fun individual battles here. Barku going up against whoever is running the ball for Valley.
Another long situation. This time just second down, though. And DeGroat keeps. And DeGroat has to slide. The Dragons swarm him, and it fires up the whole sideline. Barku again on the charge.
Colby Gibbons also there. We're just seeing a lot of familiar names making plays. And so now, after not being able to gain anything on the ground, now Johnston knows what is going to be going their way, a pass play. And I doubt here on 3rd and 12 if it's going to be a screen. So this is where you really have to key in on somebody like Zay Robinson and also Jaden McGregory.
This is the defense that has won the Dragons 8 straight games. 2 out left, 2 out right. DeGroat, downfield. McGregory can't get there. Just off the grasp. No flag either. Valley's sideline, Valley's crowd not happy with it. There was definitely contact before McGregory got there, but he was still able to get a palm on the ball.
That was Bryce Beecham back there just one-on-one. And, yeah, there was definitely some contact that was initiated before the ball got there. And Robinson, as skilled as he is, still being able to get his hands on it and almost made a circus catch. Valley offense remains out here on the field.
4th down and long from the 31. DeGroat is all alone in the backfield. Here comes McGregory in motion. DeGroat, here comes the pressure. Drake directing traffic, telling everybody to go long. He fires across his body, and he's got Shepard wide open. Who goes in? Touchdown, Valley! Some Drake DeGroat magic here in the quarterfinals. Take a look at your replay.
That is just DeGroat examining the field when he's under duress and delivers the goods. And Valley responds.
Tigers attempt the PAT. It is up, and it is through. What a game, 21-20. Valley back on top. We'll be right back.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Back here at Valley Stadium, 21-20. West Des Moines Valley on top of Johnston. Quiets the 20 unanswered points. Drake DeGroat on 4th down and 12 is forced out of the pocket and finds his tight end Zach Schemper, who led the team in receiving yards against Johnston the first time they met earlier this season. This is on a bounce and picked up by Vincent Peterson, who had the punt return earlier. Vincent stays on his feet and goes down to about the 23-yard line. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. You couldn't ask for a better Class 5A quarterfinal game. The 4 and the 5 seed are living up to the bill. And are we in the makings of a shootout? I mean, it just feels like both defenses are great, but boy, Hunter, it's been the big play tonight.
It has been. I mean, that's been the one thing where, yes, these defenses have been able to come up with consistent stops, but just when you think that, like on the last series, Johnston forcing Valley into a 4th and long, thinking, man, there's no way they're going to convert. Not only did they convert, but score. And so the big plays have come in the pass game, run game, special teams. We've seen it all.
Dragons offense back to work, and this time they go to Emory Jones, as the Dragons had one play for 80 yards. Thanks to D'Angelo Barku last time they were out. Jones gets the carry on 1st down.
Brought down by Straker Shea.
I tell you, if you had a bingo card and you had two, I mean, let alone one, but two 80-yard touchdown runs, man, I mean, and that was on the very first play here of the second half for Johnston.
Valley D-line, almost a little antsy there. Will Nuss almost got him on the hard count. 2nd down and 5 to the marker here. Jones again runs into a wall, and Johnston trying to get established on the ground a little bit more. Nothing going. It'll bring up 3rd down and medium.
Jimenez was the one to really break through there up front for Valley, and Dante Scarota coming in there to finish up the job.
You like the multiple runs there?
I mean, certainly if you're Johnston, it's like, hey, it really worked for us to start. And you also have faith in Will Nuss to be able to make a throw here in this situation in case you're unable to convert or get a little bit closer on 2nd down.
3rd and medium for Will Nuss and his offense. And will step back to throw. Nuss will take off, runs into traffic, and he's nowhere close. Valley's defense holds. So Nuss, who has been so good on quarterback keepers tonight when he's been in trouble, cannot find space, and they have to give Valley back the ball, with Valley leading by 1.
And Dane Christensen amongst a group of Tigers there to meet up with Will Nuss, who this time couldn't find the crease on the outside to be able to gain some yards. Big stop for Valley.
Another high hanging ball Gregory will come up, and ball's loose on the ground. Did Johnston get it back? Let's see whose ball it is. They say Johnston, or Johnston says they have it. Are they going to call it Johnston's ball? Yes, they are! Jaden McGregory muffs the punt, and the Dragons, special teams again, come up with a big play.
They took over 1st and 10
Take a look at the replay here.
on the Valley 42-yard line.
I mean, it barely came out at the end. I mean, it's out. He didn't have any possession of it.
And that's where, when in doubt, you just got to let that ball go. But again, easier said than done. Hindsight's always 20/20, and McGregor's always, you know, someone that you can rely on in those areas. But just when Valley got the stop, it gives life to Johnston.
Hunter said it might take a mistake. Will Nuss right back on the field, going long for Peterson down the seam. He's got him inside the 5.
We got a flag, though, at the original, just behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to go back.
It's coming back. Is it a hold? I didn't quite catch it. The official signaled it so quick. Well, now he's going to come out and say. And it is. It's holding on the Dragons. So it races. A huge play by Will Nuss in the offense. And now the Dragons shooting themselves in the foot just a little bit here.
Oh, and just an absolute killer here for Johnston, who was not going to be knocking on the door of the end zone. And I believe they got that on Mason Rethler, senior offensive lineman. And that's the risky run sometimes, is that when those plays kind of hang around a little bit and the quarterback's trying to work his way to try to toss it downfield, grab a little too much laundry, and that negates a huge play for Johnston.
And off the muff punt. I mean, yeah, you just didn't need it. It'll be 1st down and 20 now for the Dragons, who that was just really their second long shot of the night. And Peterson, who dropped that first one that he had just before the half, he's got to be disappointed because it was a great throw. Barku gets the carry on 1st down and 20 and gets a couple here. You really wonder, depending on how many yards Johnston gets on this drive, is this 4-down territory. Still a long way to go in this one, but
Christensen on the stop for the Tigers.
And that's been the one thing where we haven't seen Johnston in those 4th down scenarios opt to go for it. But I don't know, at some point, you know, depending on the yardage to gain to be able to move the chains, do you go ahead and go for it on 4th down and trust your defense? I think maybe at this point, probably will.
Nuss, 18 yards to the marker. They try the same exact play to Peterson, and he just overshoots him. And the same exact time, he had both Valley DBs beat. Brings up 3rd down. Bold to go to the same play call, but I guess it worked.
Yeah, against that zone defense in the back, and Nuss, certainly enough arm strength behind it, and you know that Peterson has the speed to be able to get by many defenders here across 5A, but just a tad late there. And so now 3rd and long here, 3rd and 18 for the Dragons, hoping to, at the very minimum, make it 4th and somewhat manageable.
Yeah, what do you call here? They're not going to give it to Barku. Nuss fires a dart to the outside, and Nathan King makes the grab, and like you said, it'll make it manageable here. You're definitely not going to try a field goal. It'd be a long distance.
Well, and the field goal that was missed earlier was about from, would you say, 35 yards, maybe give or take?
Something like that, a little bit further, but
and
right
no wind tonight. So I think right now, certainly, you know, have to go for it. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in this 3rd quarter.
By about a 55-yarder from here, so Dragons will keep their offense out on the field. 4th down and 6. Crucial play up to this point. And Johnston will use a timeout. Don't know if they wanted to really do that at this point, considering how close it's been. We'll take a break. 21-20, Valley on top of Johnston.
Save big at DeArmond CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames. DeArmondAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Dragons are punting on 4th down and 6. They're going to play the field position game here. They got the muff punt last time. Yates has been close to faking a couple times tonight. He will not fake this one. Layla Schur calls everyone off, and the punt just not going to work. Valley will take it back at the 20-yard line. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. Boy, it's been a fun one. It has been a back-and-forth game tonight, 21-20. I mean, a score still keeps this thing within a possession, but Hunter, as the game goes on, if you're Johnston and Coach Woodley, you're still thinking 4 points. 4 points out on the board there.
Well, and that stings because Valley muffed the punt return, really good field position, and then you have the big play downfield Peterson that was negated due to a holding call. So,
yes.
And then you go back to the drop. Not to single out Peterson, but man, that's a catch that if he makes that, Johnston could have potentially had a touchdown or at the very least a field goal. So to me, it's just been the missed opportunities here for Johnston thus far, but still a lot of football left. And Valley played a little heroics there, 4th and 12 last time out and got a touchdown. See how they drum things up here.
DeGroat has a quarterback keeper on 1st down and turns this one upfield for positive yardage. Couple score updates for you. Dowling on top of Centennial 14-10, but Centennial is very close to punching that one into the end zone. Iowa City West trails Southeast Polk 35-8. The Rams well on their way to going back to the Dome. That Centennial Dowling game is going to be a classic like it was the first time. And Hunter, while we're not to the 4th quarter yet, I still got to bring it up. This is very identical to the first time these two teams met, and Valley outscored Johnston 22-7 in that final quarter. So starting to feel a little bit of deja vu here, but it's been a great one. King Coleman, not much. Stood up by Max Minks.
Brought down by Minks.
Bring up about 3rd down and medium. I swear every drive for both teams has had a crucial 3rd down and medium.
3rd and 5.
And then we've also seen, really on 4th down, especially for Valley, coming up big when needed. But this is where DeGroot, where maybe if something's not there on the outside, he has been able to run it and be able to pick up the yards needed to get the 1st down. So Johnston has to be aware of that.
Could be the last play of the quarter. DeGroat fires this one outside. McGregory, did he get it in bounds? Yes, he did. 1st down, Valley.
Strong throw by DeGroot, but even more so, how about McGregory keeping his feet in bounds while making the grab? Big conversion for the Tigers.
He did get out of bounds, so the clock will stop. And a new set of downs. 1st down and 10 here for the Tigers. Coleman, big hole again! King Coleman off to the races! And he has done it again! Touchdown, Valley!
Touchdown, King Coleman!
Tigers extend the lead.
All hail the King Part 2.
It's just another good hole. And King is off to the races. And Christian Hester will come on and attempt the extra point to try to make this an 8-point game here for the Tigers. in a game that has just seen big play after big play. That one is up and through. There is a flag down. Boy, this could be interesting if it's up against Johnston, because then it moves Valley closer. Which then do you go for two? I mean, Valley's running off the field. And maybe they just say, we'll accept it on the kickoff. Illegal participation on the defense. Valley will just take it. 28-20, Tigers on top. We'll be right back.
Over 1,300 vehicles on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. If we don't have it, you can build it. Newly expanded service department means we're hiring. See the openings on WaukeeChevy.com. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Thus the Tigers kick from the Johnston.
28-20, Valley on top of Johnston. 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. One of these teams is headed to the Unidome next week to be a part of the Final Four in Class 5A. The penalty from the illegal participation on the field goal is being enforced here on the kickoff, so Valley gets to kick this thing off from the 45. And in a game that special teams has played very well in Johnston's favor, they'll gladly take that. If you're Valley and Johnston's offense will come back out, I mean, the way the last couple drives have gone for Johnston's defense feels like a must-score drive for the Dragons offense.
And just when Johnston has been backed up in these kind of positions, that's where they've been able to have the answers. And so just really have to shake off that last series in which you were able to initially have the ball in really good field position after the Muff Valley punt, but a big penalty took away what could have been a first and goal for the Dragons and weren't really able to recover from that point.
A couple times we've seen Johnston go 2 runs to start the drive, forces themselves in a passing situation on third down. They're going to run again with Barku. D'Angelo Barku hits the seam, and Barku, green grass in front. The big plays just continue. Barku with the house call. Touchdown, Dragons.
Barku goes 80 yards for Johnston.
Our third 80-yard touchdown of the night. And the Dragons bring it within 2.
When in doubt, go to number 0 right there. And just the sea parted. And Barku was one of the fastest players out there on the field. Said sayonara.
Well, now the Dragons will try for 2. You wondered if they were going to do it eventually. Felt like they had to, and now they will. 28-26, a crucial 2-point conversion here to try to tie this thing at 28 all. Will Nuss, quarterback keeper, walks in. We are headed to the fourth quarter. Do not turn this thing off. 28 all. Johnston Valley, 12 minutes away from a spot at the Unidome. We'll be right back.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Welcome to the fourth quarter, 28-all, Valley and Johnston. The winner is headed to the Unidome. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. We have had 3 80-yard touchdown runs, 1 by King Coleman, 2 by D'Angelo Barku. It's the game of haymakers here tonight. Hunter, you and I were just talking about it. What has turned into, some people thought, might be a defensive game. These are two teams that love to stop running and, really hold down their opponents, has turned into we might see last score wins at this point.
Yeah, who's going to hit that last heavy blow to send themselves to Cedar Falls? But there have been no shortage of fireworks here tonight. I mean, yeah, we expected this to be a game that was going to be determined on the ground. We didn't expect the defenses to give up the big plays like they have. I mean, we also had a punt return touchdown. We've had an extra point blocked, and so get ready, buckle up for the final 12 minutes.
This is a line drive kick. Picked up by the Tigers, and off to the races is Michael Lalisher. Lalisher turns the corner, and the haymakers continue. Touchdown, Tigers!
90-yard touchdown, kickoff return by Micah.
Nothing surprises me anymore in this one. The hits just keep on coming.
This is on a pickup, and just nobody picks him up. Unbelievable. I hope you did some cardio this week in practice, because that's what this game is turning into.
Hesser with the attempt.
Christian Hesser will be on to attempt the extra point to try to extend the lead back for the Tigers. Snap hold. Kick is good. 35-28. Valley back on top. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Save big at DeArmond CDJR Ames. Receive 2.9% for 84 months on the new Dodge Hornet RT, Grand Cherokee 4xE, and Jeep Wrangler 4xE. New Ram 1500 4x4s at one low price of $35,990. New Ram HD Crew Cab 4x4 starting at $47,990. That's over $13,000 off. Plus up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Grand Cherokees at the all-new DeArmond CDJR Ames. DeArmondAmes.com.
Metro Heating and Cooling is celebrating 40 years of keeping Des Moines comfortable. To celebrate, this October we're offering $40 off one of our seasonal maintenance plans or $40 off any repair. Get your home ready for the colder months with expert care and big savings. Whether it's a quick tune-up or a much-needed fix, we've got you covered. So call Metro Heating and Cooling today to celebrate 40 years with $40 off this October. Trust the team that's been keeping you warm since 1984.
Peterson.
35-28, Valley on top of Johnston. Just getting going here in the fourth quarter. We've had back-to-back plays, back-to-back touchdowns, as this one has been wild. Fradiani will be the one to kick this one back to either Vincent Peterson or Nathan King. Special teams have accounted for 13 points combined tonight. Vincent Peterson will take the kickoff. Tries to push this thing to the outside. Vincent makes a cutback. Still on his feet and finally is wrapped down to about the 29-yard line. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. The fireworks continue here at Valley Stadium, and they're not in the sky. This has been an unbelievable game. And now all the pressure back to Johnston's offense, who, Hunter, for the most part, has just relied on Barku, but at the same time, they've taken a couple shots and they've worked out.
Yeah, and Peterson, he has been open ample times downfield, but it's just been one of those games where anything you can do, I can do better. And so, I mean, anything is on the table here for the remainder of this one. I do want to give everyone an update, activity down in the Valley sideline in the medical tent. I believe they saw the jersey shoulder pads off for number 4, Andrew Price, which is a big big loss. If that is indeed him, keep you updated.
Angelo Barku gets the carry off the left side. We saw a stretcher be brought down. That's the only reason it brought our attention down to it. There is looks like a couple flashlights or lights on in that medical tent. So Micah Lalisher a little shaken up there at the end of that one. He stands back up. So that'd be a big loss for the Tigers.
And Herzberg.
Especially because of really the way that he started off the game. Just bringing that consistent pressure in the run game and then also coming in.
Micah Lalisher, whistle is blown. He came up shaken up. And I'm going to assume you're just going to have to quickly run him through concussion protocol. Definitely came up a little wobbly. So there's another big player that's going to have to step out here. He's limping a little bit. He's definitely taking a breather here, just kind of walking around. Check on him, 35-28. Johnston on second down and short here. Will Nuss back to throw. Going long, he's got a man. Nathan King just out of the hands. Couldn't quite catch up with it. And boy, there was nobody back there for the Dragons, or for the Tigers. And it's third down at 6.
Well, I'm sure that this is a ball that Will Nuss wants back because you said it, Blake. Nathan King was absolutely wide open. Now at least 3 times here tonight where the Dragons have had the advantage there downfield on those down routes, but have not been able to find that linkage, and now it's a 3rd and 6 situation.
Yeah, pinch me when you've said I've said it before. Nuss fires short. This is caught, but there is a flag down. Nathan King breaks free, but I can guarantee either we're coming back for most likely a holding and or roughing the passer, but I have a feeling this is going to be holding. And another Dragons penalty is going to cost him, and it is. It's holding on the Dragons. It's a couple times tonight, Hunter. It's just cost him. See if Valley declines or if they accept. Well, I don't know why they declined. I don't know why the official came up and said, do you want to decline it? Because it was technically a first down. So they're going to have to accept. What is that, 2, 3 holding calls tonight for?
Well, and it's 2 here in the second half that have taken away 2 first downs.
Holding. Offensive number 71.
So another area where, I mean, for Johnston, they really have not been penalized a whole lot, especially here during this extensive winning streak. But it's been the timing of the penalties that have really, really hurt the Dragons and backing them up, which they've been able to make the big plays, but you can't always put yourself in these kind of spots and expect positive results.
It's third down and forever. Third down at 17. Nick Darling was the one who was on the hold. So Will Nuss got some magic in him here on third long, or do you just go to Barku and play field position? Nuss back to throw. Loads the cannon. Nathan King again. Incomplete. Broken up by Jada McGregory. And the Valley Tiger defense with a big stop here in the fourth quarter.
And that is where McGregory really makes an imprint on the defensive end. You know, as a safety, he comes over and helps out and breaks that one up. So King could not be able to bring that one down. And certainly part here now where Johnston has the punt. And Fear Valley had to field it cleanly last time around. Did not do so and gave the Dragons more life.
Gravengood is back to receive, and great punt. Backs it all the way up to the 31, 32-yard line. There's a flag down, though, here at the 41-yard line, so the laundry continues here tonight. Usually this is on the receiving team. We'll see what they call it here.
Yeah, maybe a hold.
I don't know. Johnston's body language sure seems like the Dragons might have been called. And if so, now the penalties are starting to pile up. It is holding on the kicking team, holding on the Dragons.
Jeez, and that is just something that you do not see very often. And boy, Coach Woodley
He is
not
not happy.
And I know that's just frustration boiling over for just the lack of discipline here in the second half. Michael Lachey is still down on the bench, being tended to by the athletic training staff. Still haven't seen anyone exit the training tent here down low on the Valley sideline. Still try to keep everyone updated.
You can see on our screen Coach Woodley obviously expressing his displeasure. He already, I don't know, you listened to it when his interview with Yeager. It didn't sound like he had much of a voice in that interview, and I think that happened earlier this week. So,
well, from a
he's still
coaching
not happy.
family,
Yeah.
you know, he is about as competitive as you'll find, but he knows time's winding down.
DeGroat has multiple options. He fires downfield to Jaden Brown. Brown is down inside the 25, and here goes the Valley offense. He had Shepard, he had Brown. He decided to go to Jaden, and Valley trying to grab another score here to maybe put this thing away. You never know in a game like this, but
well, that was about the easiest throw and catch combination. Johnston's done a good job defensively tonight in that regard, but what can Brown do for you? Get you a first down and some. Tigers on the prowl looking for more.
They go three wide receivers out to the right side. King Coleman gets the carry and is wrapped down. Great defense on the edge by Johnston. That's big number 87, Micah Cook, the 6'6", 240 D lineman. Brings up second down and 10.
Second and 10. Tigers.
That does look like Andrew Price is going to be carted off the field. Not sure if it's a...
Luckily just carted. No stretcher needed. He's on a John Deere thing here at the bottom of your screen just above the Johnston logo. And the crowd giving an applause.
Looks like it might be a shoulder or collarbone, but hope that he's okay.
It's a big loss for the Tigers defense. Their offense trying to help him out here with the big play. DeGroat back to throw. He's got Jaden McGregory, and McGregory just can't break free.
McGregory with the catch.
Got a couple.
Tackled out of bounds.
It'll be third down and medium upcoming for the Tigers. And obviously field goal territory, you'd assume. You're going to take points at this point.
Ball's on the Johnston 17.
Barku back there all night long. You know, he's what I do on the college football video games. Get the crowd into it. See if he can back it up here. Third down and 6. Johnston's really tight up on the line. They bobble the snap. DeGroat then fires this one up. They want PI, but that was overthrown anyway. DeGroat, I don't know if he was really thinking about going deep. I mean, obviously it was a bobbled snap, and DeGroat was able to make the play, but Valley will send on the kicking team.
And it stops the clock. I mean, yes, there's 8:41 left, but it's one of those moments there where maybe if you opted to just even have a quarterback keeper where you let the clock continue to go. But now we'll see the first field goal attempt here tonight for the Tigers.
This is number 83, Conley Harney, the one who made the game-winning kick last week. Going to try to put the Tigers up by 10. Snap, hold, kick on the way. It is good. 38-28. Valley extends it by 10. We'll be back. You're watching the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore, and if you've been thinking about upgrading that old wood or gas fireplace in your home or adding a new one someplace that you've always wanted, we have Central Iowa's best selection of wood, gas, and electric fireplaces. So if you've always wanted to add some warmth and beauty along with value to your home, come see us at Fireplace Superstore today.
10820 Douglas in Urbandale.
Getting your car serviced or repaired can be a pain. That's why Westside Auto Pros is committed to making it as painless as possible. If you wish, we'll come get your car at your home or office and return it when it's done. Or you can drop your car off here and we'll shuttle you to where you want to go. When we're finished with your car, we'll come pick you up and bring you back. If your car is going to be here for a few days, we offer low to no cost rentals.
So give us a call and say, I can't wait to have my car serviced at Westside Auto Pros.
(38-28). Valley off to a quick start here. 10-0 run to start the fourth quarter in just 4 minutes. Here we go. As Vincent Peterson will take the kickoff. He's had a busy night. Vincent gets upfield and carries defenders all the way up to the 31-yard line. It's a must-score drive for the Johnston Dragons, especially with 8:26 to go. Hunter, couple big plays wiped out by holds. Valley now losing Andrew Price, obviously not great, but what do? Do you start taking shots, or do you just say, well, Barku's the only reason, one of the main reasons we're still in this, so what do you do?
I still think you got to have Barku as a big piece here down the stretch, but no doubt you're going to have Will Nuss. He has to be able to complete some of these deep throws.
Screenplay to Barku, and he somehow got out of there. There goes D'Angelo Barku again. Jaden McGregory is in tow. Barku makes a cut, and Barku is down inside the 5. We talked about he only had 8 catches all year, but for 196 yards. And right there, he comes up big again. I believe Jaden McGregory is down in the end zone. Take a look. How in the world? Just a couple missed tackles, and then Barku gets off to the races, and as you can see, there's the tackle. And ooh, it looked like McGregory got caught up with an ankle, but he's just getting stretched out for what looks like a cramp. Have yourself a night, D'Angelo Barku.
Well, between him and King Coleman on the other side for Valley, I mean, just massive numbers put up here, but we've been waiting for Barku to kind of put another edge to his game in the pass game, and well-timed screen call. I mean, that was just the perfect call to put there in that, I think, in that sequence. And so now all attention's on McGregory for Valley. Did want to give a final score update. Game also airing on the Central Iowa Sports Network. It came down to the wire, but Dowling Catholic, they're heading back to the Unidome, outlasting Ankeny Centennial at Mediacom Stadium 14-10. And I think we saw Southeast Polk add yet another touchdown in their game against Iowa City West out there in Pleasant Hill, and looks like the 3-time defending state champions. Oh, that one just went final, like 42-13, 42-12. Either way, yeah, the Rams are going back. Maroons are going back after a rare couple of years in which they were not up there. And so now it's just a matter of finding out who's going to join them. But, yeah, McGregory still being tended to after that play.
Take a break and be right back.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow.
First down and goal from the 5, 38-28. Johnston inside the Metro Heating and Cooling red zone. They go handoff to D'Angelo Barku, makes a cut, and is stopped short of the line, down to the 1-yard line. Jaden McGregory was not helped off the field, got off on his own power, definitely cramped up. That's what the injury was for. There is another Valley Tiger down. It's going to help him get back up. That's number 45, Jerome Horn. Johnston definitely wants to be quick here. You don't want to have to waste a lot of time. Want to punch this thing here. Second and goal from the 1. Will Nuss keeps it himself, piles into the end zone. Touchdown, Johnston. And the Dragons are back within 4.
Touchdown, Johnston.
Another player for Valley slow to get up. Injuries are starting to mount here for the Tigers. We already mentioned Andrew Price
leaving the game. Number 33, Dane Christensen, I believe, is the one now he's running off. Maybe? Well, it's number 45 again. There's a trainer out there. He's running off with him. That's Jerome Horn again. He was down there on that previous play.
Well, and let's not forget, too, I think it's probably safe to say that Micah LeLacheur is going to be out for the remainder of the game. His helmet is off, and he is sitting on the bench after being shaken up a little bit earlier here in the fourth. So just some things to kind of watch out for here down the stretch of this one.
Yates will come on and tap the extra point. Not really sure what LeLacheur's injury was. I thought maybe a concussion, as Yates puts it through. I hope you like points, because we got plenty of them. 38-35. Valley leads. We'll be right back.
Johnston 35.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Back here at Valley Stadium, the Johnston crowd in all white. Student section has been into it all night long. 38-35. Valley leads the Dragons. Still 7:25 left in this one. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you here. Well, the last time Valley had a kick return, they housed it. We'll see what they do here. This time Johnson's going to boot it short. This is picked up by Jaden Brown, and Brown is ripped down. Not a bad decision there by the Dragons. It does give Valley a little bit better field position, but nonetheless, you'd rather give that up than a touchdown.
Yeah, in a game where it just seems like once somebody is able to break a few tackles here and there, gain a little space with some nice blocking, then it's see you later. And so you're sure to give up a little bit of extra field position just to know that, hey, we can get our defense out there, and we're coming off a touchdown drive and just 3 points away from tying this one up. And so, boy, anything can happen here moving forward.
Very curious how Valley plays this drive. If they want to save some clock, King Coleman gets the carry on the near side and is tripped up. And is going to be enough for the first down. So the Tigers will move the chains. I don't really expect them to pass here much of this drive. I think you're going to see a lot of ground to pound, trying to kill some clock here.
Well, and Blake, one thing to consider too, I mean, yeah, there's still a little over 7 minutes remaining, but you go back to that timeout that Johnston had to call in the third quarter when it was 4th and long and ended up punting instead of going for it. So a timeout that maybe they could have had.
Yeah. It was definitely one of those where you kind of shook your head. You're like, well, I mean, yeah, but did you need to take it? Coleman, not much. Brought down by Jeffrey Scott. Nothing going. He is firing up that that Johnston student section. The student section, by the way, that the front row has started to slowly move down the bleachers because Valley's offense will not be going toward that side of the field. So I think Johnston's student section might keep moving along with them. 2nd and long. They put 3 wide receivers to the right. King Coleman still the back. Have not seen a lot of Darius Mason tonight. Grote, play action fake. He's got plenty of room to do whatever he wants. Waiting, and just lobs this thing out of bounds. Really the first time we've seen that tonight. And they go for a pass on 2nd and long, now 3rd and long.
Good coverage downfield by Johnston and nowhere for Grote to go with the football. And we've seen him, being able to extend plays right till the very end. And so it does stop the clock, just a little over 6 minutes remaining here. And so do you go back to the pass game, or do you opt to go on the ground and go with the time and try to run some clock down? But either way, I mean, it just comes down to these moments here.
DeGroat on a quarterback keeper will take off. Drake still fighting. Did he get the first? Oh, it's so close. Where are they going to mark it? I think he did get it. I mean, it is so close.
And they may measure it. We'll see here.
Yep, I think that's what they're going to do. Either way, it's going to be 4-down territory. What an effort by Drake DeGroat on the quarterback keeper of all things.
I think the tip of the football is going to...
I think it's going to be close. They're going to have to run the chain gang out all the way to the other side of the field.
And so the yard to gain is what, the 46. The 46, 40. I mean, this is about as close as close can get.
Now, again, he's so close that I don't see how it's 4-down territory, but
right.
I think he might have it.
It sure looked like it in live time, but now we'll...
Well, these are always so interesting because the chain gang, I mean, they can't move any different. You gotta keep it straight.
I think the tip of the football is there.
They might have. All right, first down. I thought maybe he'd have to pull out the postage card like we saw on Sunday Night Football years ago, but I mean maybe by half an inch. Centimeters, maybe. Valley has the first down.
The head official had to take even a second look at it.
He had to get down eye level with that thing. Do wanted to give an update. Iowa City Liberty defeats Ankeny 21-13. The Lightning are going to the Dome. What a season for Iowa City Liberty. And for a team that was criticized for playing no defense, hold the Hawks to just 13 points. Congratulations to Iowa City Liberty, who many people thought would be on the 4A Dome a couple of years ago, but clearly a great start. All right, new set of downs, 38-35. Johnston definitely kicking yourself after that last set. Coleman runs right into a hole, does get positive yardage. Give him about 2. And that clock will just keep moving.
And so at some point, as long as Valley continues to gain forward progress and move even closer and closer to the first down marker, when do you start calling the timeouts that you have left if you're Coach Woodley's? Not there quite yet. Think your defense is going to do enough here to force Valley into a punting situation? We'll see.
Second and long, play fake over the middle. Zay Robinson somehow hangs on. That is a first down for the Tigers. What a gutsy call. DeGroat trusts his top wide receiver, who's still been limping all night, but he's got the first down, and Valley continues to move the chains.
You know, even an 80% or whatever percentage, Zay Robinson is health-wise, he is still elite. Just brought that ball in just like a magnet, and DeGroat, I mean, you said it, Blake. I mean, a gutsy call, but you know that your quarterback can put it in that tight spot, and when you have a wide receiver like Zay Robinson who can make those grabs look easy, that moves it forward, and the clock continues to roll.
Got to feel a touchdown puts this game on ice. Handoff, Jaden Brown losing a ton. He drops to the ground just before Austin Gray could get there, but there is a flag down.
It's going to be on the far sideline.
Zay Robinson trying to get an explanation.
Not sure if he lined up.
Johnston, Coach Woodley saying decline, decline, so it's on Valley.
There is a flag on the play.
Thought maybe a legal substitution. We'll wait for the official here. Legal motion.
On the offense, 2 men were in motion at the snap.
So too many people got moving at the snap, so that'll back them up. I mean, not by much. It'll be second down and 4 or 5. I don't hate the decline there. Obviously, you'll take negative yardage no matter what. Actually, that's a better because it is second down and 14. So Feels like, Hunter, this is the set of downs right here. I think you're going to have to get a stop here if you're Johnston. DeGroat back to throw. Here comes the pressure. DeGroat looking, and we'll just lob this thing downfield. But that stops the clock. King Coleman is furious about something. I don't know if he was open or what. Sure, maybe seems like it.
Thought maybe he was held on to that could impede him from running his route, but
it looked like there might have been a hold on the line. I mean, it goes everywhere. So now it's second down. Is it second down or is it third down now? Because they declined it on a first down run.
So it should be third down.
Should be third down.
Yeah, this should be third. Yep, and they've
there
made
you go.
it. Yep.
Okay. I was going to say, I didn't want 5 downs here like we've seen in college football pass. Here we go, 3rd and 14. The clock did stop after DeGroat floated that thing out of bounds. DeGroat back to throw, pressured, rolling out, the ball is out! Ball is out, they're going to say he's down! They're going to say Johnston can't get on it. They're going to say DeGroat was down.
This is a massive call.
I don't know
right
if we have
here.
a replay on that, but oh my goodness.
And you thought Coach Woodley was hot now before.
Don't have a replay on it.
Well, I mean, just to the naked eye, it looked like that ball was loose. It looked like it was, but that's one of those judgment calls that you have to make. Head official was right on top of it, and he ruled in favor that DeGroat was down, and that is a massive break for Valley. And Johnston, boy, what could have been?
I looked at it on my phone. He's not down. He hit the ball.
Again.
He hit the ground with the ball. The ball came out. There was no knee down.
And that's what I thought, too. That's what I thought.
And that's, oh, boy. That ain't going to go over well.
Because
it's not going over well.
That looked just like, again, the muff punt, from McGregory, where he wasn't touched or anything with possession of the ball. I mean, it just looked like in real time that this was a fumble, and it would have been a scoop and score. And just seeing an R, and yeah, that's
the ball hit the ground. He palmed it on the ground. There was no knee down. It should have been a fumble. Should have been a live play. And Valley gets away with one. I mean, truly got away with one. If you're the Dragons, you sure feel like it's the world against you so far. But we play on. Got to move past it. We'll move past it. 4th down and 30, and the Tigers will punt this one back. After a game full of major plays, has another one. And Gravengood will send this one long. This is a great punt. Valley Johnston lets it go, and you're going to say, thank the Lord if you're the Dragons. All right, well, Will Nuss has had a great career as a Johnston Dragon. Been here, really has played a part of this offense for 4 years, and now looks up at the clock. 2:55 left. It's going to be a legacy on the line for Will Nuss here in the final minutes to go to the Dome.
When you think about it, he's also a very good baseball player, and we know how good Johnston's baseball program is. I mean, he's not afraid of these moments, no matter if it's on the baseball field, the football field. But, again, we had a feeling it was going to come down to this final portion of the game. So what do the Dragons have in store?
Will Nuss back to throw on 1st down. He's going to fire this one deep. Jump ball to Nathan King, and he makes the grab! Down inside the 45. Valley wanted a PI.
Number 1, Nathan King with the reception.
Boy, and it really did look like it, but I guess the officials are just letting things play on here. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. They're going to move the chains. Johnston wants to move quick. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Nuss. Here comes the pressure. Checks down. Barku got blown up. Number 35, Luke Wolter. The junior comes from behind and makes a big play. They did still get back to the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd down. The clock keeps moving.
Well, I got that screen pass to work earlier, but not that time. Well read by the Tigers.
2nd and 10. Valley almost jumps. Have not gone to Barku on the on the running side here. Try anything? Nope. Nuss, short, throws that one in the turf. And it's 3rd down and long. Nowhere near field goal range. So do you run here or do you try something short to try to get you closer? 2:01 left. Remember, Johnston only has 2 timeouts left.
Certainly decision-making time here for Johnston and how they want to approach this play. Barku, he's been the go-to option no matter if it's in the run game or the pass. Big-time play upcoming.
All about it. 3rd and 10. Nuss, pressure coming. Will looking to roll, and he's not going to get far. Run out of bounds. Once again, it's Wolter.
And the clock is going to continue to roll here.
Hey, did not get out. It's 4th down. Does Johnston use a timeout here and just say, this is it, this is for the game? That clock is still moving. Dragons will not use a timeout. They're going to try to hold on to them if they don't get it. Valley had some magic earlier. Coach Swenson says, well, let's take a timeout on our own and set up our defense. We're going to take one more break and get you back for the finish. 38-35. Valley leads Johnston. We'll be right back.
If you grill it, he will come.
Hey.
Is this heaven?
Nope. It's fairway.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
The crowd is the loudest it's been. This is for a spot at the Unidome. 38-35, 4th down and 10 for Will Nuss and the Johnston offense. Nuss back to throw, fires, misses his man. Fired it to the right. And Valley takes it over with 1:25 to go. With just 2 timeouts left for the Dragons. I don't know if it was miscommunication on the route. He had a wide open man. And Nuss just missed him.
I believe that was Beecham there on the outside, and maybe he might have slipped a little bit, but either way, I mean, Will Nuss, you could tell that he certainly thought that Beecham was going to go maybe a little bit further in, but either way, the Dragons turn it over on downs, and Dragons will have to use their final timeouts here to stop the clock.
1 first down ends it. 1st down and 10 for the Dragons. High snap, King Coleman gets it. Coleman pushes to the outside. 1st down, Valley with the cherry on top.
That's another Valley Tiger.
And barring a miracle,
1st down.
the Valley Tigers for the 2nd week in a row are just going to eke out a playoff victory.
Helgeson, Bargelo.
Timeout, Johnston on the other side for Coach Woodley. And you just look at the defense, Hunter, and dejection. I mean, just across Johnston. Both teams, you and I talked about it, both teams deserve to go to the Dome after what we've seen tonight, but unfortunately one has to miss in just an incredible football game.
I mean, this is going to go down as one of the all-time quarterfinal games in Class 5A. I mean, how can you not be entertained after this? And like you said, I mean, both of these teams certainly deserve to be competing for a state title next week in Cedar Falls, and you don't want to be on the wrong end of anything like this, but it was Valley's run game. I mean, that really, when they needed to come up with something big, you know, Zay Robinson still isn't 100%. Guys have been getting dinged up on both sides of the ball, but King Coleman having himself a night, and got to give credit to the Valley's offensive line, a group that was penalized quite a bit last week, a lot cleaner this week, knew they had to be that way against Johnston, and now the Tigers are in victory formation.
Just need a couple kneel downs. There's one. Woodley will call one more timeout, but this thing is all but over. Valley will join Iowa City Liberty, Dowling, Southeast Polk at the Unidome next week. Truly an unbelievable fight. Really good sportsmanship there by number 74, Marcus McGregor. A couple Dragon players just kind of down on their knees. They know this thing's over. Marcus trying to pick him up off the ground, and you couldn't ask for a better game. I think both teams played to their ability. You're going to look back. You're going to say a couple big plays. Johnston left 4 points on the board.
Yeah. Missed
field goal. Missed an opportunity inside the red zone or outside of the red zone to have a chance at points. And you're gonna talk about the officiating. It's unfortunate. That's how it goes. Johnston is going to wish they had a couple calls back, but at the end of the day, these are two of the top teams in the state, and Valley's going to be the one that comes out on top.
Yep, just control what you can control, and penalties, block kick, missed field goal, cannot afford to do that here when you're facing another top 5 team here in the state. And for the third consecutive year, Valley's going to be making it to the Dome. I mean, can this be their year? I mean, it's up for grabs.
It's got to be a big field.
Overall,
statistically going in, Iowa City Liberty looks like the best team all around for how they've played. And you look at a Valley team that, you're only your 2 playoff games come by a combined 6 points. Is that how you win it? So just kind of one of those things that is tossed up, but it's a heartbreaker for Johnston. And the Tigers are just going to get past one here. They'll take one more timeout, Valley will. And it'll be one more knee down to finish this thing off. Johnston is going to bow out at the season at 8-3. A heck of a winning streak, a heck of a job by Coach Woodley and this team after the beginning of the season to come back and rally back. And Valley going to go to 9-2. Best record they've had going to the Dome in a couple of years. And I'm not really sure how the postseason will play out. If we're thinking about it, it should be Liberty. Well, no, who is the higher seed? Dowling? Dowling. It'll be Dowling versus Southeast Polk and Liberty versus Valley. Realistically, is tentative what it should be. Oh, boy. Those are great matchups.
Just get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, Dowling Southeast Polk was a thriller. This Valley team against Iowa City Liberty could be very fun, as they'll take one more kneel down. There it is. The Valley Tigers, for the second straight week, fend off a very challenging game, as that'll do it. The Tigers defeat the Dragons. Valley over Johnston, 38-35. Coach Woodley still not happy with the officiating. Gave them an earful as they came off the field. That'll do it, 38-35. Blake Walker, Hunter Phillips with you. Hunter, final thoughts on this one. You couldn't have a better game, and it's just unfortunate how some things came down to the end, but boy, what an effort by both teams.
These two teams, just a round of applause for the performance that they gave. So many explosive plays in all phases of the game, and it was going to come down to the very end. Johnston, a great group of seniors on this team, coming up just a little bit shy of their goal, but the Valley Tigers going back to a familiar place and get ready for a fun Class 5A semifinal and championship coming up at the Unidome.
Well, that will do it for us on the Central Iowa Sports Network. If I had to guess, we might be the final game that has gone final. We apologize to the rest of the state, but what a game it was. Valley defeats Johnston 38-35. For Reese on camera, our producer Aaron, he's Hunter Phillips, I'm Blake Walker, saying so long. Thank you for watching the Central Iowa Sports Network all season long on the football field. We'll be back
for basketball in just a couple weeks. Valley defeats Johnston 38-35. You've been watching the Central Iowa Sports Network. Good night, everyone.